It's Tuesday night, and the moon is bright. We're going to have some fun. I'll show you how it's done. Tuesday night, Jake. Yeah! Welcome to the first ever Tuesday night Jake show. Weekly scheduled show. I'm going to try and stick to a schedule, you guys. We're going to try and do this every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I haven't had a set schedule for anything in a long time, but people are complaining that they're not getting notified, that they're always missing my live streams, yada, yada. So I have a plan to help fix that. Every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday night Jake. And any streams I do on top of that will just be extra. And if this Tuesday night thing starts popping off every week, I might consider adding a second weekly scheduled show, like Friday night as well, like every Tuesday and every Friday. But let's start with every Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. I picked Tuesday so I'm not competing with much else, you know? So that way when football rolls around, I'm not up against Monday Night Football, you know, stuff like that. Simone coming out of the gate with the first super chat of the night. Very generous. Says, hi, Jake, Ralphie, and good people. This will be a great one. But first, Jake, can we have a YMCA Trump song and dance? Do, just for you, Simone. Young man, come on out of your cage. I said, young man, because you are young of age, and you know I like young men. Down at the YMCA, so let's everyone go down there. Let's go find some young men at the YMCA. I love the young men at the YMCA. Yeah. Well, they've got lots of young men, and it's a hell of a time. And quite frankly, I like how I feel. Young men, you know that I love young men, so I'll go there. To the YMCA, it makes me happy, and then I do my little dance, and everyone loves when I do this dance. My favorite freaking song is freaking YMCA. Sing along, YMCA, yeah. All right, there you go, just for you, starting off with the gayest Trump song ever known, right? I was thinking, like, how can I take that cringy gay dance that he does and that stupid song that everyone knows and make it even more cringy and more gay? I know. I'll just constantly repeat the line about young men. That was my thought process. All right. Speaking of Ralph, I got him busy chewing on a bone right now so that he'll leave me alone during the stream. So I'll have him make his appearance, but then he's going to want to get back to his bone. And then I got another bone just in case when he finishes this one, I can keep him busy. Puppy's bones. Look at this. Look what he's chewing on. Yummy, right? There he is. There's the Ralph. There's Ralph. Ralphie likes to play at the YMCA. He wants to get down and chew his bones, see? You can tell he doesn't even want to be here right now. He's like, dude, I have a bone down there. Let me go. Let me go. I want to eat my bone. See? Totally doesn't even want me to show him off. All right. Got another super chat coming in. Lemming in a shiny metal box said, happy Tuesday, Sir Jake. It is a treat to have you back so soon. In fact, I immediately began pumping the Tejano jams at full volume. Yes, because everybody loves Mexican music. In fact, nobody likes Mexican music as much as me. I just decided yesterday that I love it. I love Mexican music more than any Mexican. And I'm a white guy. What do you think of that? Is it racist to say, hey, I'm a white guy and I like Mexican music more than any Mexican who ever lived? Is that racist? I don't think it is. You know why? It's because it's not true. I fucking hate that stupid Mexican music shit. All right. So with that said, thank you, Lemming, in a shiny metal box. And I appreciate that you've been donating and showing up every stream. This is our weekly set Tuesday stream. So from now on, everybody knows Tuesday night is Tuesday night Jake night. All right. So with that said, I wanted to talk about today's sponsor. Yes, my first ever sponsor. Yep, believe it or not, you guys, this is my first ever sponsor. It's a mom and pop company. It's not a corporate business, not yet, but maybe one day it could grow into it. So today I'm gonna play a quick commercial for our sponsor, Globe Earth Flat Earth action figures. Yep, today Tuesday Night Jake is being brought to you by Globe Earth Flat Earth action figures. Don't believe me? Just watch.
Go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
For $33, you can buy this awesome Don Petit non-action figure, including 1960s lost technology. The box includes the 1960s telephone, a 1960s computer, a 1960s radio, and a 1960s record player.
My new non-action figure contains all the lost technology, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. And for $5 more, you get this free lost technology fecal bag. It was hard to build that technology back, but we did it.
Please collect the other Globetard series dolls for only $33 each. Neil deGrasse Tyson with his pear-shaped globe. Fight the flat earth with real prosthetic legs and a yellow inflatable boat. Collect them all. The final experiment action figures. The Austin Bateson edition includes real vape smoke, Chilinism with 3 real Bitcoins. And last of this series is Will Duffy, wearing his favorite outfit. Collect them all. The Rising Earth Wacko series contains 2 supervillains action figures. Supervillains Rising Earthers. This is Diluted Dell with his fellow villain Nasi Keta. 3.3-inch deck not included in the box. Collect them all. The Final Experiment action figures. The Volume Studios. Collect them all. The Rising Earth Weka series. Supervillain action figures. And last but not least, the world-famous Globetard series with 3 famous Globetards. Today's special offer is a talking Arwen Gollum action figure. If you push his button, he is going to talk about chopping you up.
Chopping you off and chopping you off and chopping you off and...
Take it easy, little fella. The box contains extra accessories like Arwen's famous machete and a diaper, but also his hidden treasure. This limited edition talking Arwen troll doll can be yours for $66 only. Collect them all. And please order a troll doll now for only $33 without shipping cost. But please call 911-911 now and order your troll doll today and receive this Uncle Oakley's Magic Flat Earth bulb for free.
Hey, don't forget me, you piece of shit.
All right, there you go. That is our sponsor, Globe Earth, Flat Earth action figures. You're going to want to collect them all, right? I personally want to get the Craig action figure. I like that he comes with his own prosthetic legs. I think that's cool. You know? And then I hear that the more rare Rising Earther dolls are actually worth the most money because there's only maybe 30 Rising Earthers in the entire world. And so from what I hear, they don't make as many of these dolls. So these ones are worth more money if you want to collect. That's what I hear. All right. There we go. So I know I said that my channel would never have sponsors, but this is a product that I believe in, you guys. Okay, you know, this is something that I would buy and do with myself. So I felt like, you know, it was a good pairing, you know, for the channel to be a sponsor. So now that I've got the business out of the way, we can start the show. How's everybody doing tonight? Got all my homies here. I see got Freedom Mind in the house. All right, Jason G. Everybody's laughing from that last video, as you should be, as you should be. I'm seeing lots of laughing emojis. Canadian punker. All right, all right. Good times, good times. Rose Bell, one of my beautiful, lovely moderators, always here with us, says the fecal bag would be useful for road trips. All right. Decran 4D in the house. And of course, Simone, who dropped our first super chat of the night. And Lemming in a shiny metal box. All right. Hello, hello to everybody. Hello to Carrie Goforth, dropping a super chat right now as we speak. All right, man, it's going to be a fun show. You guys already know when you got Katy Perry supposedly going to space. You know, that's some fake, stupid shit right there. And I've already broke down, I think, like 2 other Blue Origin celebrity space missions, right? And all they do on the Blue Origin celebrity space missions is just go up and then come back down. And even that, I don't even think they're really doing that. I think they're faking going up and going down even. So they aren't even trying to say that they're, you know, going anywhere. They're not going to the moon. They're not going to the ISS. They're not actually floating around in space in a spacesuit. No, they're inside of basically the head of a penis capsule. They're inside the head of a penis, and they supposedly get to float for like a minute or whatever, and then they just come right back down, and then they pretend like they went to space. So even in kayfabe, if you believe in space, that's like one of the lamest versions of space that there is, right? Because you can do the same thing in an airplane. You can go in a parabolic maneuvers flight, a 0G airplane flight that takes you up and down like this, and you can float in 0G, right? So why risk your life going to space, even in kayfabe, if you were to believe that they actually went? Why? What's the point when you can get that same effect in a 0G plane? Oh, it's so you can look out the window and see the curve of the earth and how beautiful Earth. Right? Yeah. It's the experience and the story, right? All right. Soul says, can you do Chris Rock complaining why there aren't more black astronauts on the moon and ISS? Y'all ever notice that there ain't enough black astronauts going to the moon? Why is it every time you see somebody walking on the moon, it ain't a motherfucking black man? Every time they're always showing men walking on the moon, it's a white man, or it's a Asian man, or it's the first woman who ever walked on the moon. When us N-words gonna get to walk on the moon? I'm about as pissed off as when Will Smith, man, I'm slipping up. When Will Smith slapped the shit out of me. Haven't done Chris Rock in a while. How come every time a black man trying to go to space, white man gonna jump to the front of the line and get to go to space first? Who the hell white man bending over for in order to get to out space? A white man talking about a black man talking about Obama. There you go. All right. All right. Decran4D says, thanks, Jake. Did Katie really open the door on the cap stool premature? So I haven't got to that. I don't want to spoil it yet, but apparently the door got opened from the inside instead of the outside. which is like not supposed to be how it works. But anyway, we'll get to that once I show the landing. I want to show before they take off. Once it takes off, show you Katy and them floating around inside. And then I want to show you the landing. And I have to show it to you in order because they don't show it in order. Believe it or not, you got to go get the clips of Katy and them floating separate from the live shot of them taking off and landing. So the live shot of them taking off and all that stuff, they don't include a cutaway to them floating. You have to go watch a separate video to see them floating. So I got to jump around to several different videos tonight just to piece this shit together for you and show you one cohesive fake bullshit trip to not outer space. All right. Y'all ready? All right. First off, let's start with the crew real quick before I show the video. This is an all-female crew. And by female, I mean Transformers, most likely. Members of the high-profile group, recording artist Katy Perry, journalists Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, former NASA scientist Aisha Bowe, civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, and movie producer Kerianne Flynn. Yeah, you got to take a movie producer when you're going to do a fake space mission, right? It's good to have somebody who's been involved in cinema, of course. All right. And also, Katy Perry, very famous celebrity that everybody should know, right? She's almost as famous as like Taylor Swift. Not quite as famous as Taylor Swift, but almost, right? Like the next tier down. Oop. She does the one eye symbolism a lot, right? Tons of pictures of her with this one eye symbolism, and then people explaining it away, making up all these stupid reasons why she does it. We all know why she does it. She's in the big club. You don't take pictures like this unless you're in the big club. Like this. Oh, she just happens to like Egyptian stuff. And she just happens to put the Egyptian stuff over her eye because it's just artistic and it's pretty. Yeah. See, so we know she's in the big club. And so she's like the star of the show. She's like the main attraction for this fake space event because let's face it, none of those other names anyone gives a flying fuck about. So that's why Katy Perry gets a center position on my thumbnail because she's the most famous one in this mix, right? Some like old lady at this point making music for like 10-year-old girls, right? Daisy Duke's bikinis on top. Like who's listening to that shit besides 10-year-old girls and fucking women who think they're still 10-year-old girls? Shit. But as we know, pop stars who cater making shit pop music to little girls, they're like, you know, the kings when it comes to like touring and playing huge sold out arena shows and shit. So these pop stars, you know, they're no joke when it comes to their popularity and their drawing power. Holy shit, right? Like I was in Las Vegas last time, it was like over a year ago, in the Fremont Street Experience that has the roof over the top. They have a Katy Perry montage. They'll have like a 2 or 3 song Katy Perry block where it's nothing but Katy Perry imagery all over the ceiling. So it's like, you know, Las Vegas, Fremont Street, that's going to draw tens of thousands of people a week, millions of people a year, right? And they have this dedicated Katy Perry segment in Sin City, right? So when you look at it, she's obviously the centerpiece to this story. She's the most famous one. Without her involved, nobody gives a fuck about the rest of the crew. But Katy Perry makes it national news. It's on every single news network. All of the mainstream outlets are talking about it. So she's going to be the main focus of this story. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and get it on like donkey schlong, right? All right. It would help if I pull up the video, huh? Still got Q and Fee's video up in the background. All right, I'm going to start with the Blue Origin live stream. And we'll just watch from beginning. I mean, we'll skip through little sections, but we'll watch before the launch, and then we'll watch the launch, and then we'll watch her floating, and then we'll watch the landing, and then we'll watch the interview. So we're gonna go through basically all of it, and I'll stop it periodically to give you my opinion, and then listen to what you guys have to say, like usual. All right, y'all. This ain't my first rodeo. This ain't your first rodeo. I've already broke down a couple of these before. I think the last one I remember breaking down from Blue Origin was Will Shatner, right? Remember when Shatner and some other hacks went up in the penis head module? It's the same shit again, but this time with Katy Perry, y'all.
We keep all these procedures tight.
But we got to do a quick photo shoot by the rocket. I mean,
It's so
come on.
good.
It's history, you know, we got to capture that moment. And again, for those of you just joining us, this is something that I was not aware of. That beautiful rocket right there, News Shepherd, didn't come out until this morning, right? So explain a little bit more for those people that are just tuning in, sort of how the setup works.
Sure, that is correct. So at about 2 o'clock this morning Central Time, we rolled the vehicle out there you see on the truck with the capsule already what we call mated to the rocket. You'll see here in a moment the rocket. It goes very slowly. Just one.
That's the biggest dildo I've ever seen. But I'll bet you somebody like, I don't know, Alex Stein is taking a look going, Alex Stein, birthday 99. I want to take a ride on Jeff Bezos' rocket. Ah! Right. I'll bet you that could still fit right into Alex Stein's ass, right?
Want to make sure we take care of our baby as well. Goes out there. The truck will turn the vehicle vertical. And at that point, we connect all the pipes and the hoses to the vehicle, and we start loading the vehicle with propellant. Right there, it's empty. That's for safety and security reasons. That's also, it makes it easier to turn vertical. We'll load the vehicle with propellants all the way up to the last moment. We put in there, you heard it earlier in our webcast, liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Those
liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. The world's giant dildo is running on liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Yeah. If Jeffy B sells a Blue Origin sex toy shaped like that fake rocket, there's enough idiots out there would buy it. I'll shut up. Don't want to give them any ideas. Bro, that's hilarious. A Jeff Bezos Blue Origin dildo, like in a package, like actually made for sex insertions. It's like, it's funny to me because I have a very vivid imagination, so I can totally like see it in the packaging with like Jeff Bezos's face on the cover. Endorsed by Katy Perry, right? And then you hand them out at like, elementary schools, on elementary school Pride Day. Sounds like a good idea. All right.
Those are the two propellants that fire into what we call our BE3 engine, our Blue Engine 3, and our team in Mission Control from that point on has got their eyes glued to their monitors to make sure that the propellants in the.
I like the dramatic music, and then Bezos has to like drive up this vehicle. Like, what's with the dramatic shit? Like, why wouldn't you already be there? We got to get this shot, and we want you to drive up and then park, and then you guys are all going to get out together.
The tanks stay within bounds, within temperature bounds, within pressure bounds.
As they make their way here onto They'll take the elevator, right? They won't take the stairs.
That is correct. So
They're not going to take the stairs, thank God. So we don't have to watch them slowly go up all those flights of stairs. We get to watch them ride the elevator. Yes! Woo! So exciting. The exciting elevator instead of the boring stairs.
we just inserted the elevator relatively recently. It makes it a little bit more comfortable as you're going up to the top of the.
Is fake and it's gay. In fact, it's one of the most homosexual things ever known. Outer space is even more gay than one man boning another man in his ass. It's even more homo than a homo being a homo. Dude, space is more gay than the act of two gay men having gay sex. And this is a comedy show, you guys. So there's going to be a lot of potty mouth language because it's for fun. Because they're trying to dupe the public doing the stupidest shit ever. And I've already broke down Blue Origin missions before. And so I already know they're just going to do the same shit that they did last time. So I'm going to try and have as much fun with it as possible. So tonight, we're just going to let it all hang out. We're going to get goofy with it. And lots of potty mouth language. I mean, you got these rockets that are obviously shaped like penises on purpose. So there's no way to avoid the penis in the room. Right? So going to be a lot of potty talk tonight.
Tower, we're at about 3,000 feet above ground level in altitude up here in a dry, dusty desert. We just want to make it a little bit easier for them.
And it's worth noting too. So the 6 women are headed up. We saw Jeff is with them as well, but also crew member 7. Explain.
All right. We got Joe Kerr saying, I just want to support the cause, but please like and share this much needed asshole. Exactly. Hit the like button early if you're already enjoying yourself. We're going to have a fun night tonight. Thank you very much, Joe Kerr. I appreciate the super chat and appreciate the support. Glad you could make it, sir. All right.
To those at home who crew member 7 is.
Right. It's like, if you don't mind, I'm going to use a football reference for you, Aaron. And we come, I called you Aaron like your girl. Sorry. Oh my goodness.
We're often confused.
I know. Oh my goodness. So, crew member into Jeff on, she will be the person that is.
All right. So I guess this one is Bezos' fiance.
In our
and then this one, Gayle. This one's the most manly looking one, in my opinion.
Astronaut's ears.
And then there's the star of the show.
Communicating with.
And then some other bitches.
Them, making sure everything's going okay. Also telling them, hey, this is when you can unbuckle. And this is when
see
you
her there.
that's
That's
Sarah Knight's right there. Exactly.
Now, just look at their faces. Does that look like a face of just a regular, beautiful woman? That looks very weird to me. That looks like some surgically enhanced lizard face, Michael Jackson-y looking fucking thing right there. And I guess that one is Bezos's fiance. Look at this. This is obviously a surgically enhanced human being. And then this one right here, wearing a wig. Very, how can I put it? Manly face.
And now we are looking at what?
So now,
the Asians are kind of known for blending ladies into boys and boys into ladies, right? I mean, boys into ladies. Yeah. Asians are known for being pretty good at that, right?
now the crew, as well, you see Jeff Bezos there, have gone into the
here's another wig
into the safety shelter, and we're gonna wait there. You see Sarah Knight on the right. She's gonna
so I would argue that all 6 of them are probably not women. I'm going to guess all 6. You guessed it. And the fact they're using the number 6 just so happens to be 6 of them, right? Joe Kerr says, women in penner-shaped vessel paid for by Bezos and his man-wife. Holly weird, hecka weird, hella weird. All those, right? Yeah, bro, just looking at it, if you already know how the occult shit works and you know about how, they love to dangle these inverts in front of our face and dupe us using these individuals, they can't slip it past us. It's like it's plain as day, right? But, to sheeple out there, soccer moms and whatnot, Katy Perry went to space. Did you hear that an all-women crew and Katy Perry went to space? So as long as they got old people and soccer moms repeating that Katy Perry went to space, they'll get millions of people to buy this. But believe it or not, in the comment section, there's a lot of people calling it out as fake. More than you might think. So not everyone's buying this shit. More and more people in the comment section are actually pointing out that they don't think that they went to space. And we haven't even got into the good stuff yet. But this is what they're doing before they get on the rocket.
Just communicate with the Blue Origin team that is at the other tower just next to the rocket to make sure that everything is set and sorted for them to do their final load. This happens very shortly here. We clock it at about T-minus 35 minutes,
And
but we'll only do one already.
And in case some of you think about, you want to keep these astronauts as safe, just in case
It is.
Yeah, and you feel it when you're in there. You're
All
like,
right, y'all.
oh gosh,
Check it out.
now
This
it
is
feels real.
Yeah.
And after going up that elevator, for us, I think
They're all holding hands and they're all praying. So if you thought maybe you might die and you feel the need to pray before you go up there, it's like, do you do that before you get on an airplane or just this rocket? So you really feel like there's this element of danger because they're praying. So they're trying to get people at home to think that yeah, there's this element of actual danger, like they might actually die, you guys. That's why they're praying. And you can tell there's some movie director or someone who's like, all right, I want you guys to all hold hands and then everybody close your eyes. And then Katie, we just want you to move your lips and just say random prayer words, and the sound's not going to be there. So just make it look like you're giving a prayer. All right. And action, right?
that's the moment where we weren't even going into space, and all three of us were like, whoa,
okay.
it gets real serious.
Yeah.
But I love
Look
the
at them here.
access that we obviously
She could literally be saying, all right, guys, we're going to trick the stupid fucking idiots at home who think we're actually going to space. Hail Satan, our Lord and Savior Satan. I am the Baphomet in the human flesh, and we are going to ceremoniously run a psychological operation and cast a wicked spell at the same time while simultaneously running a ceremonial ritual all at once, completing the triple trifecta. Hail Satan! And you wouldn't know what they're saying. Right? They could have totally said that. How would we know?
Listening.
Hail Satan! All right, guys, let's have a good show. Woo! Right? We don't know what they fucking said. All right. Now, this part right here is funny because they have this dramatic shot where they all come out and then they do this stupid thing where they all ring this fucking bell over here. If you guys remember the last crew and the crew before, they did the same shit. They walk out and then they one by one will ring the bell before they get on the rocket. It's ridiculous.
For about 7 seconds. Make sure it's all ramped up. And during that period, that can actually be one of the most, frankly, nerve-wracking times because you start to, if you're in the capsule, you start to see the glow of the flame. And here they come.
Here we go.
Loading into the capsule.
and the significance here of the bell, and I should note
Y'all, every time I see someone like this, it just reminds me of an Oprah type character, right? You know what I mean? like a brother in a fucking wig, right? I see a brother in a wig.
Before I have you explain that, each crew names themselves.
I see another brother in a wig. These are wigs, y'all. Their hair don't grow like that.
They have named themselves the 6 taking up space as each one is ringing a bell.
This one right here might also be wearing a wig. This could be a wig as well. You know what? Everybody's hair, even fucking Katy Perry's hair, is looking kind of wiggy to me. What are these? A bunch of wiggers? Seriously, I almost want to say that everybody's wearing a damn wig.
And the significance of that is what, Ariane?
This is one of our traditions. All astronauts throughout history in various programs have had their traditions. For us, we always want our astronauts to ring the bell. Above there, you see, light this candle. Those were the last words.
Dude, I swear everyone looked like they were wearing a wig. And then when we see these man bitches floating around, it's really going to look like everyone's wearing a wig. So remember on the space station when they show women with their hair like shooting straight up and shit? Yeah, well, when these lady men, boys, girls, dudes, people are floating around, it don't quite look like that. Watch, I'm going to show you. All right, Evan says, can't believe they didn't invite Big Mike. I can see him now floating around with his big ding-dong bouncing all around, going hog wild. For a second, for like a split second, I saw that image in my head. You just made me create an image of Big Mike floating around inside the space station with a big, gigantic black dong flippity flapping around. But only for a split second. Then I had to get rid of that shit. Can't be sitting here trying to run my stream while thinking about Big Mike's big black dong flopping around. Thanks, Evan, for the super chat. I appreciate it.
That Alan Shepard said right before he went to space. Alan Shepard, of course, the namesake of our vehicle. He was the first American into suborbital space. And we just like to let the stars know that we've got some people heading their way.
Absolutely. As they load in, I will, in my world, we call it an audible here. Just if we have any sound from mission control or anything, I'd love to take a peek at what's going on in there and just give the folks at home some.
Skip ahead.
To hear how it's changed you. I love all of you. See you soon. Godspeed. Gradatum ferociter.
And there you heard it. Some words of support from Jeff Bezos, founder of Blue Origin, also astronaut himself from our first launch.
Kitchen cat.
All right, so now they're just showing this quick clip of Gayle. Look at this. Look at this ghoulish person. Why does this person get to be famous? Why does this person get to be on TV? Why does this person get to go to outer space on TV? Why? What talent does this person have? Are you telling me black folks are crazy about this person? You telling me millions of black people love that person? I don't even believe that. You know, I might not be in tune with what all black people like, but I doubt that anyone really likes this person on screen. So how in the fuck did that person get famous? What does she do that anyone's like, oh, I love he, her? Because he, her is so good at being a journalist or whatever he, her does. Seriously. Shady Davy D says 600 plus in the chat. Get those likes up. Hey, that's a good call. Let's take a minute right now to pump the likes up. If you guys are having fun, and the fun has just begun, we got a lot to show you. We haven't even got to the part where they're floating around and shit, or where the thing parachutes back down and smacks the ground, and then they get out and start pretending like it was the greatest thing that ever happened. Yeah, we still have all that shit and much more. The stream is just getting started. So hit the thumbs up right now. We're going to have a hell of a show tonight. Thank you, Shady Davey D, for your support. As always, brother, you the man.
Opinion matters to me the most. Favorite daughter, Kirby. Favorite son, Will, and Oprah. That's my kitchen cabinet.
And oh, see how she name dropped Oprah?
When I made the decision to come, there were only 3 people whose opinion matters to me the most. Favorite daughter, Kirby. Favorite son, Will, and Oprah.
Oprah. Yeah. How about that? How many people say that the only opinion that matters to them is Oprah? That's like an admission that you're an evil he, her in the club. Alan Shepard says the dildo's namesake walked on the moon at age 47. Haha. There's that number again in chief. Love you, dude. Keep rocking. Lots of demonic rituals going on here. Oh yeah, dude. It's satanic shit on top of typical space fakery. I'm sure that it's like some ritual and some fucking psyop all rolled into one, Same shit, different day, right? Not my first rodeo. I swear I did this the last couple times they did the Celebrity Blue Origin deal. So I remember doing this exact same thing for the William Shatner Blue Origin launch, right? It's basically just substitute new celebrities in and then repeat the same process. That's cool. There's some new people watching tonight who didn't see those breakdowns I did years ago. So it works for me.
That's my kitchen cabinet. And all of them said, I think you should do it. All of them, much to my surprise, including Oprah. I really thought she was going to say, nope, I don't think you should do it.
She thought Oprah was going to tell her not to go to space, but Oprah told her go to space. So that's why she knew she had to go to space. Because of motherfucking Oprah. I mean, what other reason does a woman need? No reason. All right, let's watch the thing take off. You guys ready for the fakest Blue Origin takeoff I may have ever seen, or that you may have ever seen? Here we go.
Engine thrust vector control built-in test in work. Vehicle is now on internal power.
So in a moment here, we'll...
These no good wig-ers. I like it. Always playing the victim. Yeah, man. And they've done a good job of duping women by the tens of millions. That Oprah character for so many years on TV being used like a evil villain to dupe the soccer moms and the stay-at-home moms. It was basically like Oprah was designed to go after any woman who's sitting around watching TV during the day. You know what I mean? They did a good job of that shit. So she's still like a polarizing figure in many women's lives, even up to today. And they did the same thing with Ellen for a while, They had, women by the tens of millions dancing, in the afternoon to Ellen's fucking daily show. Same routine, man. Simone says, we was told astronaut candidates undergo a training and evaluation period that lasts about 2 years. They keep calling these ladies astronauts. Yeah, so now apparently, if you go up in the air inside of a capsule and then you come back down, you're an astronaut. So you just have to go up in the air high enough. So there's like a point in the sky that makes you an astronaut. Think about that. There's a fucking imaginary line that you cross that makes you an astronaut. Like, am I an astronaut because I went in a hot air balloon? No. Am I an astronaut because I went on an airplane? No. You have to go just a little bit higher inside of a penis head capsule to officially be called an astronaut. You don't have to learn how to do anything or have any real special training, because you're just going to like semi-float for like 30 seconds and then just come back down. You're going to be strapped to a chair, then you're going to unstrap, float for like 30 seconds, strap yourself back in, come back down, and the minute you land, you are officially then an astronaut. You are, it's like you're knighted. You are hereby declared an astronaut by the mainstream media. So let it be said, Katy Perry is now an official astronaut who went to space. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Also, Simone, I was going to ask, are you using a different account than usual? Because I've made you a mod before, and then today, for whatever reason, you weren't a mod, but I didn't unmod you, so that was weird. So I made you a mod, this account a mod again. So I don't know if you're using a different account than usual, but I saw that you didn't have a wrench, and I had given you one. So just wanted to ask and see if by chance you're using two different accounts or not. All right, and did I get all the super chats? Oh, got one from DCran4D. He says, Jake, you think the space rocket was designed based on Big Mike's sausage? You guys with your potty mouths tonight. But then again, you know, I can't blame you, because the rocket on screen is turning us all into potty mouths by design, right? They want us being potty mouths, thinking about big dicks, right? By design. So yes, they did in fact design it after Big Mike's sausage, so that they can get us talking about it, thinking about it. So now we all have this image burned into our brain right now of Big Mike's big, gigantic, swinging black sausage. And we'll never be able to get it out. No! Get out! All right. Just kidding. Or am I? All right. Let's get back to the rocket launch. This is supposed to be the big moment, you know, when they leave the planet and go to space.
See those, what they call the bit checks, the built-in test checks. As you mentioned, Kristen, inside the capsule.
Once again, I want to remind everybody, tonight is Tuesday night Jake night, and I'm going to be doing a stream every Tuesday from 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll do like a 2 to 3 hour stream every Tuesday night. So remember, Tuesday night is Tuesday night Jake night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Be here weekly, and any streams I do on top of this will just be extra. So there you go. Now everyone knows for sure when I'm going to stream each week.
You know, as you said, this is like a bridled beast. This thing wants to take.
And thank you, Kevin Arnold from the Wonder Years.
Off.
Switch to onboard helium.
Here we go. Good luck and Godspeed, ladies. We're cheering you on from
Let's
planet
launch
Earth.
this
Thrust
rocket.
termination system is armed.
Whew.
T-minus 22 seconds and counting.
Go to internal.
T-minus 10.
All right, we're finally to the countdown. But before we see the launch, I got a super chat coming in from I'm Rigged. Said, amazing stream, or amazing last stream, my man. I've been lately thinking about the moment people know space doesn't exist and Earth isn't a ball. The beings that control this realm will end us, the experiment all. Thinking about the moment people know space doesn't exist and Earth isn't a ball. I don't think that we're going to reach a moment where the majority realizes that. I think that most people are asleep and are never going to wake up. And then they're slowly dumbing everyone down even more so. Each year after year, people are just getting dumber. And then they're killing people off, basically. It seems to me the population's decreasing. rather than increasing. So I'm going to guess that we're never going to reach a moment where everyone figures out what this little group of people here know. Like there ain't going to eventually be, 100 million of us that are this smart as this group. I don't think. That would be nice if there was, but I just don't see that happening. But if they ever got to a point where enough people were waking up and they felt threatened, they got us surrounded by towers that could theoretically be used as a weapon against us, right? So let's just never forget that we're surrounded by all the towers and all their technology in every direction that they could theoretically use as weapons against us, and already are possibly using as weapons against us. So yeah, we're pretty much screwed. Probably ain't much of a way that we're going to wake up by the tens of millions and fight back. I think Rose is telling me I missed a super chat. She said I missed several super chats. Dang. Okay, let me go back and catch up, and then we'll watch the launch. Several super chats. I thought I was keeping up. All right, got Kevin Arnold. I'm going to go one by one. I'm rigged. D-Cran. Read that one. Read this one by Simone. And one ball. This is the dude that always slips his super chats by me. All right, my bad, bro. These no. Oh no, I read that one too. I totally did read that one. Jason G. That's who I missed. Okay. Wanda Sykes complaining. Y'all, I was trying to get to go to space. I was asking them, and they didn't even take me to space. I said, get Bezos. Next time you go to space, I want to go with y'all to space. And they didn't pick my ass. How come they ain't take a strong black woman like myself? Instead, they be taking Gayle. Fuck that bitch Gayle. They should have took my ass. I've been wanting to go to space since I was a little girl, and they didn't want to take me to space. They can all kiss my ass. I ain't never gonna talk to Jeff Bezos. I ain't never gonna talk to his manly looking ass fiancee. Who the fuck she thinks she is? I should have been the one going. Why is it every time someone want to go to space, they be asking motherfuckers that don't deserve to go? My ass should have been floating around in space. I should have been the first black woman comedian to go to space. Instead, they be asking journalists. Y'all, I have been dreaming since I was a little girl that I could go to space. There you go. Little Wanda Sykes complaining that she didn't get to go to space. Sorry, I missed your super chat, brother. And looks like I missed a couple. Yep. Thank you, Rose, for reminding me. Didn't Michael Strahan go to the moon or space? Seems like they need celebrities to make believable. Yes, he did this. He didn't go to the moon. He did this exact same thing where they go up, they float around for a few seconds, they look out the window, and then they come back down. So that one that you're talking about with Michael Strahan, I think that one, I didn't even cover it because it wasn't even that big of a deal. But I covered the one before that where William Shatner went. So I think this is the fourth or fifth one where they've had celebrities just go up in the air and then just come back down. So this is the third time I've covered it. But yeah, they did one with Michael Strahan, and they may have even done another one that I can't remember. But basically, every time it's Blue Origin and celebrities are involved, they're just inside that same penis head capsule. They go up, they come back down, and then that's it. And I'm not even so sure that they go up. I'm starting to think maybe the whole thing's done like in a studio with special effects and shit. And I'm going to get to that. Lucas Kidd says, Jake, there was a recent fake randomly recorded helicopter crash in Albany. Also, 6 passengers. Please do cover it. No one else has. It was a big story. I'll try and remember because I got through this because I haven't even got to the launch yet for this. I'll try and write down helicopter crash. Helicopter crash. 6 died. All right, if I have time, I'll get to it. But I'm already an hour in, and I haven't even got to the launch yet. And I still got to break down them floating, coming back down, the interviews, and all that. So thank you very much, Lucas Kidd, for letting me know about the helicopter crash. All right. And then also the an autistic kid who got shot in his yard. That's also a big story. So I was going to, if I had time, touch on that as well. Okay. Hopefully I caught up on super chats. Let me know, Rose, if I missed any more. And maybe one of them just came in just a few minutes ago. Says, Nunyun said the plexiglass VidWing windows are totally space proof. The whole inside doesn't look safe from like, a floating around and bumping your head standpoint. When you see the inside, like the wall, this like light little bit of padding, it looks like, but then the cameras and the plastic or the metal around the window, the window's not padded. And then like their seats, like they have these straps, but then they like at some point unstrap and float around, but then they have to strap themselves back in before they land. And so the whole thing doesn't make sense, and they don't show you one seamless shot of them from start to finish. So all the footage that I found is cut, filled with cuts. There is no footage of them from start to finish, getting out of their harnesses, floating, getting back in their harnesses, up until they come, land and come out. No, we don't get that footage. All the footage that I can dig up is nothing but cuts, like every 5-10 seconds, which means it's been highly, highly edited, which means they might not even have went up in the air. They might not have even had to get on a plane and do parabolic maneuvers. They might have just done all of it in a studio. So we're going to get to that. We're right about now that I've caught up on the super chats.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, command engine start, 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
Y'all. Okay, does that look real to you guys? Or does that look kind of ridiculously fake? I lean towards it being retardedly ridiculously fake, especially that last 5 seconds.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
All right, so look at the fire, you guys. Look, fire, right? Oh, look at this. Look. Oh yeah, this looks totally legit. This looks like a well-built machine for sure.
Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower. Flight. 6,000 feet climbing. Begin throttle down for Q limiting. Engine response looks.
All right, so I scrolled back to see if possibly I missed any more super chats, and sure enough, I did. Paul Meyer said, "Bunch of boss babe beaches." Boss babe, there ain't nothing babelicious about any of them, right? I mean, some guys might be tricked into thinking Katy Perry or like Jeff Bezos' fiance looks good, but like once you know that all them people are in the club and they're being used for some satanic ritual, the chance of them all being, males is pretty much about 100% in my book. So I'm not going to call them babe, but you can. I will call them beaches. A bunch of satanic inverted beaches. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any more super chats because I scrolled back a long ways. And I apologize to Paul and anybody whose super chats I almost missed. Hopefully you're still here to see me read it. I'm going back to Joe Kerr, said women, and I did read that one. Okay, so I should be totally caught up now. All right.
Good. Max Q, maximum dynamic pressure.
Okay, so here's the deal. They don't cut away to the inside to show them floating around. You have to go watch a different video if you want to see that. So check it out. It'll land and then come down on a parachute, and then they get out and then they do interviews. They don't show them floating around. So if you want to see this, in from start to finish, and you want to see it right now, like a shot of them floating around, you'd have to switch and go watch a different video, which is what we're going to do. We're going to switch away, watch them floating around, and then we're going to come back for the landing. See what I'm saying? Because this is when they're going to be floating, supposedly, right? So let's just stop it here, and then we're going to watch Katy and them floating, and then we're going to come back to this for the landing and them coming out in the interviews. Okay. So I had to scour YouTube to find some solid clips of just them floating. And there wasn't much, believe it or not. So you would think out there there'd be like a good long video of them floating. But no, there isn't. The best I could find, 37-second clip. Was the best that I could find. And it's full of cuts, of course. So we don't get one continuous shot like we want. All right. So here's Katy and the rest of the crew floating. But first, super chat coming in from Tristan Spindler said, "Hey, Jake, slightly off topic, but real quick, give us your opinion on a call for an uprising. Thanks in advance." He does some decent work, but it's almost like he's doing it as a job, like to pump out 3 videos a day on multiple channels and like every day. Like, Donald Trump is bringing in the new world order, and it's not going to be long before he's got everyone taking the mark of the beast. So every day is doom and gloom every single day. And it's like, so that's his job, and I get it, but it's almost like, it's like if you're just going to sell doom and gloom every day. They want you to eat bugs. They're going to shove you into the new world order. They're going to get you to take the mark of the beast. And it's like, yeah, we know. You said that yesterday. So my thing with him is it's kind of like he just kind of like as a job pumps out 3 of the same type of video every single day. And so he does talk about, he does have some truth and stuff. So I'm not going to say that that the stuff that he pumps out is all disinfo, but it does seem like he's just like pumping out the doom and gloom just to make money on it. All right. So thank you, Tristan Spindler. I appreciate that. And Trout Fishing at Hood Park said, nothing about that capsule looks real. CGI City. Katie and the others aren't in there. Oh, yeah. So I'm about to show the inside right now. So I'll leave your comment on screen while I show it. Check it out.
Got it? 1, 2, 3. Taking up space!
Flynn, I got you. I got you, Flynn.
Gotcha. Proud of you. Oh, the moon. You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
Wow, look at the blue line.
Okay. Now it's time to look out.
That's it. That's the only thing I could find that was that long and just them floating and not a bunch of other shit. Right? So in all the mainstream media clips, you'll get maybe 5 seconds of that.
Got it?
But this is the only thing I looked. I like Katy Perry floating in space. Katy Perry floating in space, full video. And this clip right here is the most we get. And it's probably got 20 cuts in it or more, right? Cut, see it cut right there.
1,
Cut again.
2, 3. Taking up space!
There's a cut.
Flynn, I got you.
There's a cut. See what I'm saying? So it's full of cuts. Now let's go over this like frame by frame real quick. Let me slow it down. The devil's in the details. We'll go half speed. And I'll try and get the pixels as best as they are. 720, as best as it is. So first thing, why don't they have more light inside? Why are they trying to make it as dark as possible? First thing right out of the gate. You got all these celebrities in there and you want to show us this shot of them, you know, having the time of their life, the experience of a lifetime inside the penis head capsule, and you don't have it well lit. Why wouldn't you have it well lit? So right away, it's too dark. That's pretty fucking stupid that it's that dark. Second off, they slightly rise right here. But not all of them rise. This one back here, she doesn't rise. What, Kate, is this Katie back here? So she doesn't rise. It's like she's still strapped down. So just this one rises up a little bit. And then these ones don't really look like they're rising up either. So I see one person's body rise. And now I see two people looking at each other. But now it's not like they all systematically went, whoa, and started floating. It's a little off. And again, look at the hair. Everyone's hair looks like it's a wig. So you know how on the ISS, they do the like women's hair going straight up thing? Well, no one's hair is shooting straight up. Everyone's hair is just kind of fluffed out. And everyone's hair totally looks like a wig. So these are just the things I'm noticing. Everyone's hair looks fake to me. Like, why isn't Katie's hair shooting everywhere, right? And she's going to spend part of her time in space staring at the camera with a little flower. I only get to go to space for like less than a minute. So I'm going to spend like a third of my time with a little flower smiling at the camera. This is how I'm spending my time in space. Because that's what you'd do if you had 1 minute in space. You'd bring a little flower and you'd stare into the camera with it. Right? Oh, look, a floating object. Whoa, better grab it. Look, you guys, a floating object. Here, I'm going to hand it to you. So we're going to spend our time handing back and forth this stuffed animal, because that's what you do when you have like a minute or less to experience this once-in-a-lifetime experience. You hand back and forth a stuffed animal and smile at the camera, looking like Michael Jackson. Sure, that's what you do. And then you kiss the stuffed animal. Of course, you got to spend at least a few seconds kissing stuffed animals. Now we finally look out. Now we get them looking out the window. Okay, we got the shots of you guys goofing around. People are going to think it's weird if you don't spend any time looking out the window. So what we need you to do is look at these LED screens, right? Or these green screens, and pretend you're looking at the Earth. Okay, Katie, we want you to look at this screen right here, and we'll even play an image of the Earth so that you can have some motivation. And we want you to act like you're looking at the most beautiful thing ever. And action. Again, note the wigs. Note the wigs. Now you got your shot of the Earth. This is where Katie says, oh my God, look, the moon, you guys. Look how tiny the moon is now. Oh, so when you go to space, the moon gets tinier, you guys. So you know how on a full moon, it's almost as big as the sun, basically. It looks like it's the same size as the sun. Well, apparently when you go up higher and you get closer to the moon, it gets smaller. Yeah, the moon gets smaller the closer you get to it, apparently. Again, how come the hair isn't shooting straight up like on the ISS? And again, everybody's hair looks so artificial. And so look, someone over here, it's dark. It's hard to tell. Look, we got an upside down person. So we don't see from start to finish someone go upside down. We just see an upside down person. Watch. See? Earth. And then upside down person. So we don't get to see them doing the flips. We don't get to see them from, right side up, go upside down, and then go back right. No. Just an upside down person over here. See? So I don't even think that they even went up in a parabolic maneuvers flight, y'all. Like at first I think that they're doing a parabolic maneuver flight, and maybe they did. But this upside down person right here, it almost looks like it's just inserted in, like it's just layered in, rather than them even having to do a parabolic maneuver deal, right? What do you guys think? It almost looks like it's just pure green screen Hollywood movie effect style fakery, and that they aren't even doing like 0G parabolic maneuvers. What do you guys think? I know it's fake, but I'm just like how they're pulling this one off. Like I've said before, they can do a mock-up, inside of a plane of the capsule, right? Or have like green screens inside of a plane and have the plane do parabolic maneuvers. And then you get that 20 to 30 second window where you get to be weightless, right? In 0G forces, which cancel each other out. And you get that weightlessness thing going on. But it almost looks like they aren't even doing that, and that they're just straight faking it with like movie technology. Perhaps a combination of the two, but I'm leaning towards this just being like some green screen shit and layering even. The wigs are not acting the same way that the hair does on the ladies in the ISS. So there's a bunch of things that don't fit together. And then we have to believe that Katy just decides to go upside down and then make a heart symbol. Upside down. Right? She just decides to spend part of her time doing that. She wanted to make sure to show a flower and then do this, go upside down and do a heart. And then she has enough time. She wanted to make sure to bring this butterfly thing and then let it float. She had just enough time that she wanted to do this. She wanted to spend like 10 seconds looking out the window, 10 seconds with the flower, and then like the final couple seconds she wanted to fit this in. It's a good use of your time and space. And look at this. The last shot was like someone upside down. All right, what do you guys think? So, yeah, like I was saying, the padding, it looks like maybe there's some padding on the walls, but this ridge around the window ain't padded. The windows ain't padded. This camera ain't padded. This thing right here that they're holding on to, like, it doesn't look like it's made of pad. So it kind of looks pretty dangerous, you know, like you could totally bump your head. And then what happens if when you're coming down, you don't get yourself strapped in time when you smack the ground? Like, seems like this is kind of dangerous, you know, for celebrity women to just want to go do this. Anywho. So that's the footage that I found of them floating, and I had to go find that separate. So Blue Origin didn't cut away and show us that. I have to go dig that up separate. Why didn't Blue Origin have a fucking a live feed of that camera? Why doesn't Blue Origin during that launch switch away and show that? Why do I got to go dig that up? Right? So I'm the one having to collage together the launch and then them floating. And now I got to go back to the Blue Origin footage of for the landing. So I'm the one who has to stitch this shit together on their behalf. All right. So before I go back to the landing, let me show you the parabolic maneuvers just so we can get a look, because I don't even think that they use the parabolic airplane, but they've used this in the past. But I don't know if they did it for this one. So I'm going to show you the parabolic maneuvers flights that anyone can take. All right.
Weightlessness. Why imagine it when you can actually experience it? Just hop on a zero-gravity plane and you'll be weightless.
Weightlessness. Oh.
In no time, all without ever having to leave Earth. Planes that allow you to experience weightlessness aren't that different from typical passenger aircraft. Most zero-G flights occur on Airbuses. So how does a zero-gravity flight work? Planes fly along a radical flight pattern resembling a parabola. 3 pilots simultaneously control the plane during parabolic flight, each in charge of a specific axis. One pilot controls the pitch of the plane, or the nose-up and nose-down angle. This is the most difficult of the 3 axes to control. A second pilot controls the roll movement, keeping the wings horizontal and stable. The third pilot handles the engine speed and monitors flight parameters. After reaching a safe altitude, one of the pilots starts a sharp climb, lifting the nose of the plane up by 50 degrees. This is the pull-up. the upward approach toward the peak of the parabola. The plane peaks at 426 miles per hour during this maneuver, subjecting everyone on board to a gravitational force 1.8 times greater than what's on the ground for about 20 seconds. Once the pull-up is complete, the plane can finally enter the phase of weightlessness. The pilots gradually reduce the plane's engine speed as it approaches the peak of the parabola, and then it free falls. At this point, there's a brief 22-second window where the opposing forces of gravity and the falling plane immediately cancel each other out. Thus, there's weightlessness. These 22 seconds start and end at an altitude of roughly 25,000 feet, peaking at nearly 28,000 feet in the air. The plane then enters the pull-up.
All right, so one thing we didn't see anyone do, we didn't see anyone go up and do some complex spin maneuver. So we didn't see Gayle or Katy or Jeff Bezos's surgically enhanced Michael Jackson fiance. We didn't see any of them go up and start doing 3-4 front flips in a row. So I'm doubting that they even did this. I'm starting to think that maybe, you know, Gayle's old transformer ass probably couldn't handle something like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm suggesting that they maybe did something else, because if one of them would have like got out of their chair and did like 4 backflips, I'd have been like, all right, they're doing parabolic maneuvers for sure. Right. But now I'm thinking maybe they even did something else, because hardly any like they raised up a little bit and then they show them upside down, just floating, sitting still upside down, but we don't see them go, whoa, woo, and start flipping and shit, right? Just pointing out. So before I suggest that maybe they use parabolic maneuvers, I'm feeling like maybe they didn't even go up in a damn plane. Maybe Katy Perry and them didn't even leave the damn ground. Maybe they never even went up in the sky at all.
Out phase of its flight path, it accelerates downward, subjecting passengers once again to 1.8 G before stabilizing to a more conventional horizontal path. So what does this feel like? The sudden shift can cause blood to rapidly flow to your head, which could be very nauseating for some. This is why zero-gravity planes are also known as the vomit comet. Despite the initial discomfort, people are able to do all sorts of things during zero-gravity flight. Some people board these flights as part of their astronaut trip.
All right, so this is a big part. Some people board these planes as part of their astronaut training. So now that I've suggested that there's a part of me that thinks something called the vomit comet might be a little too much for someone like Gayle, for instance. So that's why a part of me thinks they didn't even use the vomit comet, because they call it a vomit comet because it could, you know, make you sick and make you vomit while you're up there. So typically, you're going to need to be, you know, a person who could handle that sort of thing. Now, I also thought perhaps they could use this vomit comet and use like instead of as steep of an angle, maybe use less steep of an angle to where it's a lot more mild of a rise. So perhaps if they did use the parabolic maneuvers, they did as mild of a rise and fall as possible so that they could quickly get a shot of them raising up. So I went back and forth like, okay, maybe they didn't use parabolic maneuvers at all. But then I also considered that they could have done like a very mild 1 or 2 and just get their shots real quick. And then the rest do with post editing production. So I have to consider maybe they used a combo of the two. So I can't rule out parabolic maneuvers, but I can't say for sure that they used it. So here's the deal, guys. I know for sure they faked it. I just can't 100% tell you the exact method that they're using for sure, because that's not my area of expertise. Like, I don't work in Hollywood movie production. I don't work in, duping people for a living. And I don't know the best technology they have access to at this moment to dupe us with as far as their production capabilities. So I have to just assume that they could be using this technology, but I have my doubts that maybe the vomit comet is too much for this crew, and maybe they just did it straight up with studio and green screen shit, And then I also had the thought, like one of those deals that skydivers can do, where like it blows this fan and it like just blows air upward, and you can have that sensation of skydiving on top of a really powerful fan. But that blows, that would blow their hair a lot, and we didn't see their hair getting blown a shitload. So I was trying to take all of this into consideration when trying to figure out exactly how they did it. And Shane Gerswicks said, what do you think about Mark Fogel News and Dix? Shane, I have never heard of either of those people. And I would look them up now, except I'm in the middle of breaking this down, and I still got quite a ways to go. So I'll have to look those dudes up on another time. So when I go back and rewatch this later on tonight, I'll have to go check it out. But yeah, never heard of those dudes in my life. So I can't help you there. But I do appreciate the super chat.
Some people board these flights as part of their astronaut training. Others use the unique conditions of zero-gravity flight to perform scientific experiments. Creatively inclined people have even shot music videos.
Were you scared? Were you cold? Were you kind?
And films on these flights.
They've shot music videos, and this is the OK Go video. And look at the flip that this guy does. So we don't see any of the crew members do anything like this. Right? None of them did a flip like that. So that guy was in a zero-G plane when they shot that video. And then they're saying films have used the zero-G flights. So right here, they're showing you how they faked space in a film using a zero-G flight.
Films on these flights.
So that's footage from a film, but it looks pretty goddamn real, right? So of course they've used zero-G to fake space footage and told people that footage was real. If they did it with movies and music videos, then you'd better goddamn well guarantee that they've used that to dupe people. Now, did they use it on this Blue Origin flight? That I'm not so sure of.
And films on these flights. The possibilities are endless, and the best part is anyone could book themselves a flight on a zero-gravity plane and do whatever they want.
Jen's asking if this is Q and Fee. No, this is a how do zero-G gravity planes work. So there's several different videos that will basically explain what that video explained. That one just includes the music video clip, and then the movie space clip, which is important. So this, in my opinion, is the best video to explain parabolic maneuvers to somebody who might be new to the idea. Most of you guys, if you've been watching me, you already know about the vomit comet and parabolic maneuvers, but I'm sure there's a handful of you who maybe learned something new just by watching that. All right. So now let's go back to the launch. Now that we've seen them floating, now that we've seen the vomit comet footage, now we'll go back to the launch and we'll continue from there. And we last left when the big white dildo was in the sky just before it comes down. So we're going to go back to that and finish this. All right, here we go.
Mach 1. Vehicle is supersonic. Engine back up to full throttle.
Supersonic. We have passed through max Q, maximum
Chamber pressure,
dynamic pressure. That's when the vehicle, the stresses between the atmosphere
Passing
and the
47,000
speed
feet
are
and
at the
climbing.
maximum. So to punch through that is so important. You see the BE3 engines is firing beautifully. You see the stream of steam behind it. Those ladies right now are
1 minute,
having
40
an
seconds into flight.
incredible view.
Yeah, they can just keep zooming in on it. They can just keep it in the view of the camera. It went to space, but they keep it in view. That's funny because if I shoot off a model rocket, it disappears in a second. You can't see it. I know a model rocket's a lot smaller, but still this thing supposedly goes way higher. And they just keep it in frame just perfect. The funny part is they have this thing come back down, the booster come back down and land. So the penis head separates from the booster. And then they claim that the booster comes back down and lands. Spoiler alert, it's some stupid CGI shit. Shady Davy D. LaFleur says, just viewing, join us in the chat and hit the like button. Yeah, you guys do what Davy D said. Hit that like button if you're having a good time. We've had about 700 people here watching. We've got a good crowd tonight. And we still got the moment when the doors open and the he-she's come walking off, pretending like that was the most exhilarating thing of their life. And then Katy Perry gives this really weird interview afterwards. So stick around. We got a lot of show to get to. All right. And we also got a super chat from Aboard and Abroad said it could be a free fall elevator in an existing condo business tower. They just put the insides of the penis capsule mock-up in a existing elevator. I never thought of that. So like a really long elevator trip that goes extra fast so that you just rise up ever so slightly. I never thought about that. I guess that could be a possibility. Interesting thought, bro. Aboard and Abroad. Thank you for the donation. All right.
On their way to space, passing through 80,000 feet, 1,300 miles per hour. You're going to peak at about 2,300 miles an hour over Mach 3, 3 times the speed of sound. Shortly coming up, we'll have MECO, main engine cutoff. We will turn off the engine, but the two craft, the capsule and the booster, will continue their ascent to space.
Everybody can see it.
And there you saw.
Look at all this greeny pixelation shit that just popped up on screen. Look.
And there you saw. The main engine is turned off. We're now going to separate the capsule from the booster. And at that point, Kristen, that's...
Yeah, all the people like this acting like they can see it with their naked eye. Like, oh, you can see that little capsule like in outer space. Because that's where it went, right? It went to space. And you see it with your naked eye. Okay.
That's when all 6 astronauts are going to start to feel the weightlessness. And shortly thereafter...
Hey, wasn't it, like turquoisey blue sky, but now it's this dark blue sky? So apparently when you're on the ground and you look up, we see turquoisey blue sky, but the camera can see this really dark, extra, like, midnight dark sky. How does that work? So you're telling me the camera can see so far that it sees into the darkness of space through the turquoise blue that it was earlier, right? Look, turquoise blue. Darkness. Oh, okay.
Look. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's our pink moon. I love you, Jackson.
And just in case it wasn't clear, those are the astronauts. Those are their voices that you're hearing.
And there, they have hit apogee, the highest point in flight, well over 340.
You guys see how it's like grainy pixelization right here? You guys see this?
5,000 feet, well over the Kármán line.
Wow.
And at this moment, the astronauts have unstrapped from their seats. They are floating. They are weightless. They are experiencing zero G for the very first time in their lives. And Katy Perry did say that she was going to sing in space. I'm waiting for it.
Waiting for it.
1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
So that is Capcom indicating.
So that's why I switched away to the other video to show them floating. Because they don't do it. They don't fucking show them floating. That's like the main event, is to see Katy Perry floating and singing while floating in space. That's the main fucking reason anyone would want to watch this. And they don't do it. I had to go switch and dig that fucking video up. And it didn't even show her singing.
Getting a 1 minute warning for our astronauts to take in those last views before they get buckled back into their seats. At this point, both craft are descending already.
Okay, here's a super chat that is a little confusing from Bry Guy Jari Guy. Says, behind bell is a cattle call for the dumb herd. Behind bell is a cattle call for the dumb herd. I'm not sure if you're like making fun of call for an uprising or if you're like referring to something else. I can't quite put my finger on what you're trying to say, bro. But thank you. Thank you, Bry Guy, Jari Guy. Behind bell is a cattle call for the dumb herd. All right. Like, what are we even looking at on screen? Two fucking white things, you guys. Just show the people at home two little white things, and then they'll believe Katy Perry's in space. And then just have some audio, some shitty, scratchy audio of Katy Perry playing while we show two little white things. That's all the sheep need to see. They'll believe it. They don't need to see anything more intricate than this.
Oh my God, gosh. Wow. So peaceful.
And you hear
Dragon. Report status. Copy. Whip. Report status. Copy. All astronauts in seat.
And a great piece of news there. All astronauts are back in their seats. You see the two craft now.
So there's a moment where you stop floating and then you got to strap yourself back into your seat, right? It's kind of a big deal, right? You know, if you like don't quickly strap yourself in and then it comes down and smacks into the ground with it, because it parachutes down and then it hits the ground. And it seems to hit the ground with some serious force, but they downplay it and go, oh, it's a very soft, pillowy landing. Watch.
Now that on the bottom.
So they have parachutes designed to bring the capsule down nice and safe. And Katy Perry and the crew, they knew, of course, that the parachutes were going to work perfect. And so they weren't scared about, you know, one of these parachutes failing and then the capsule just slamming into the ground and dying. No. They said their prayer beforehand, so they knew that they were going to have a safe flight and that the parachutes were going to work.
That is the rocket that is screaming back down to Earth. The rocket will beat the capsule to its landing spot just 2 miles north of where it's taken off from. At the top of the rocket, you see a couple of fins that have popped out. Those are to stabilize the rocket as it comes into land.
Check it out, y'all. So the penis head pops off, but the rocket goes back down and lands on the launch pad. People actually believe that Elon Musk's rockets and Jeff Bezos' rockets land themselves after they take off, that they can come back down and land. Can't believe people are actually buying that rockets can come back and land from where they took off.
Shortly thereafter, you will see the drag brakes that deploy that will cut the speed of the rocket in half. And then in the last moments,
and there it is. We can see it from the stage.
There comes the rocket down. It's going to relight its engine. We're going to also see a sonic boom. We're going to hear that shortly here.
And remember, this is something that had never been done before until just a few years ago. Truly the stuff of science fiction that you're about.
Hey guys, Jaron here. You know, I admit that I was wrong about the flat Earth. So therefore, I might be wrong about Blue Origin being fake. You guys, I'm open to the possibility that Blue Origin is real. I'm Jaron. I'm always honest. I never lie. So after taking a second look at the evidence, I think maybe I'm wrong about Blue Origin being fake, you guys. I mean, clearly, that is definitely a rocket that's landing right now, you guys. And then the capsule is still up there. It's going to come down on a parachute. So therefore, the Earth cannot be flat, you guys. I'm Jaron. I'm always honest.
To watch in just seconds.
Drag brakes.
Woo!
That's what it looks like when a rocket lands in the same spot where it came from, you guys. Yeah. I don't know if that was the same spot, but you get what I mean. A rocket landing on a launch pad going straight down, like the fire part. So the fire makes it go up, but apparently it can go back down while the fire is still coming out. Right? Like the fire makes the rocket go up, right, guys? Fire comes out and it makes the rocket go up, except for when it lands, then it's the opposite. Then the fire comes out and it goes down and lands. So it's like it's sucking fire into the engine, right? It's doing the opposite. No, it's still spitting out fire, but instead of the fire making it go up, the fire makes it come back down and land perfect. See? There's nothing funny looking about that. Nothing fake looking at all. In fact, as we all know, if something looks fake, it's because it's real. You can tell that it's real because it looks so fake. You know, we learned this from Elon Musk, of course, another guy whose rockets can land just like that. Yeah, bro, I would say it's reverse video of the takeoff, but the takeoff is fake. So if the takeoff is CGI and fake, then you don't need to even reverse any actual rocket launch. You know, I could see if they actually had a real rocket launch and then tried to reverse it and make it look like they were reversing it up. It's just straight fake, bro. You just have a fake rocket launch and then a fake landing. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even need to like film the first launch and then reverse it or anything. No. They just fake the first launch and then fake the fucking landing.
And booster touchdown. Welcome home, New Shepard.
Picture perfect landing right there.
Picture perfect landing.
Right on target.
You see that dust kind of creates this dramatic cloud that reveals the beautiful rocket that has just taken these ladies up to space and back.
And I love the echo across the mountains. Is that what I was hearing there?
That's what
Nice
you were
touch.
hearing. You heard the sonic boom, then you heard the engine.
Misanthropic, you should know by now that all they got to do is just say they went to space and then give people a fucking grainy picture or a little shitty video clip. And that's all they got to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're talking about the same public that will believe, they have a rover on, Mars, right? You can tell the public right now that you just landed a rover on a moon of Jupiter and then just show them one grainy photo. And they're like, yeah, they have a car on the moon of Jupiter. I saw a grainy still shot on TV. So yeah, no joke. Just them doing what they always do, duping the public, except with Blue Origin, they like to use celebrities. So what they do here with the celebrities is they make you think that one day you're going to have the ability to get on one of these rockets and go to space. So right now, only rich people can afford it. But one day in the future, regular normies like you and me will get to go to space. So they can kind of convince you that day's fastly approaching when it isn't. Us normies aren't going to get on any rockets and go to space, but they can get you to think that it's like 10, 15, 20 years away. If Katy Perry's going, then, me and you should be able to go in the next 10, 20 years, right? No, we won't. All right. Angle of Elevation said they never show live inside capsule, only edits after the event. You'd think that would be the main appeal for using female semi-celebs. Very sus, bro. I said that exact thing. I'm like, the main event is people wanting to see Katy Perry float around and sing while she's floating around. And so while it was up at the tippity top of the flight, that's when they should have cut to the live footage of them inside, right? And then we should have a live shot of them inside. And they could even go from one camera to the other in there. But we should have had from start to finish them going, oh my God, oh, here we go. And then unclipping, oh, this is so great. And then, oh, okay, it's over. We got to get back in our seats, right? And then them clipping back down into their seats. We should have had all that. I shouldn't have had to switch away from Blue Origin and go fucking dig up that video somewhere else. I had to take several minutes of searching to where I could get through all the mainstream media junk and find just a clip of Katy and them floating. And I could only find the 36-second clip, which is full of edits and cuts. So yeah, we don't have from start to finish, not one of them getting up out of their seat, doing a full front flip or a back flip, and then strapping themselves back in, or none of that. No. And they didn't even cut it all together. I had to go find this damn footage and show it in order to make it go in chronological order, the way people would actually want to see it. They should take notes from me on how to show this shit next time. There's probably some crony writing it down. Oh, that's a good idea, Jake. Next time we fake this, we'll show a live cutaway. See, I could be giving them ideas right now on how to fake it better. All right, y'all. So check it out. The penis head's missing. The rocket is back on the ground. So that means the capsule is going to come down now on parachutes.
Relight, and all of that reverberates in this big, beautiful valley in West Texas.
Stand by drogue. Stand by drogue.
All right, shortly here, we're waiting to see the drogue parachutes deploy from the crew capsule. Those are like the...
Y'all, it's just in free fall, and the parachutes haven't even came out, and they got all it timed out. Yeah, the rocket comes down, and they're just free falling that entire time. And they're free falling. And then the announcers are like, oh, yeah, the parachutes are just about to open. They got it all timed out.
Guide parachutes.
There they go.
There go the drogue parachute.
So apparently there's 3 parachutes that are inside the top of this capsule. And they explode upward, timed perfectly, right? You better time that part perfectly. Otherwise, all 6 people die for sure. So this is kind of an important deal that those parachutes work correctly every time. And thank God they did.
Oops, just free falling right there until those drogues came out.
And then next will be the main parachutes that get pulled out.
Hear that screaming inside.
And now they're doing the roller coaster screaming. So they weren't screaming like that when they were floating, but now that they're coming back down in a parachute and they're strapped down, now they're screaming like they're children on a roller coaster.
The capsule.
And all 3 parachutes reefing. And I tell you, Kristen, from having gone through all of the simulations, going through all,
Where's the blue sky? So now it's like a gray sky. Now it's like a hazy gray sky. Keep that in mind. So apparently a camera can see this thing coming down on parachutes and the sky's all gray.
have gone through all of the training. They put you in the capsule that simulates all of this, including the sounds. And when you hear the motors of the parachutes pop out, that is the best moment in flight.
Because I know Blue Origin does everything they can to make this as safe as possible, and y'all have an impeccable safety record, but it still has to feel really good when you know that you're coming back to Earth with those parachutes fully deployed.
All right. There's a cut coming, and the cut's going to go from this to this completely other view where it's about to hit the desert ground, and then the sky's turquoise again. How the fuck does this work? Look, see? Now they've got this view all of a sudden. Watch. Whoop, now they got that view.
And we can see the capsule just over our shoulder here, going to be landing north and east of the launch pad, coming down softly and beautifully. 500 feet.
And you will see a puff of smoke when it touches down, a puff of dust.
That should be, yes,
That's normal.
A puff of dust, last milliseconds, air cushion that will kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
Very soft landing. That looked like it was going around 10 to 15 miles an hour, and there's no shock absorbers on the bottom, right? It's not like there's a bunch of spring-loaded shock absorbers down there on the bottom. So that's a metal craft. Everybody's strapped in their seats, and it slams the ground at what looks like 10 to 15 miles an hour, maybe even a little more. That's a significant impact. All you got to do is just jump down a couple rungs off of a ladder. You know, just a few feet. If you jump off of a ladder onto your feet, you'll feel like that pain in your feet from the shock going up your feet into your legs. You ever just jump like a few feet up, down from like a rock or off of a fence or off of a couple rungs of a ladder, just a couple feet, and you go, and you land on your feet. And then you get that quick shooting pain that goes right into the balls of your feet and up your legs. Yeah. Think of this thing slamming the ground, and they're like, oh, it's just pillowy soft. It's the softest, most pillowy touchdown.
It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception.
Seems a little harsh to me. What do you guys think? All right, I got a super chat coming in. Very generous super chat from Patrick Shea. Said, back from the casino, just in time for your show on the Blue Balls Originals fuckery. Great to be here with you and all of the asshole community. Thanks, Jake, sharing my winnings with you, bro. Hey, I'm glad to hear that you had a good night at the casino. You must have had a good night if you're sharing your winnings with me and you're being as generous as you are. Seems like you're in a good mood, so I'm going to guess you killed it tonight at the casino, or at least I hope you did. And yeah, man, this is not my first time breaking down a Blue Origin space mission, but, you know, it's fun nonetheless. It's pretty much the same thing they did the last couple times, but I'm still having fun with it. And there's this really cringy interview that's about to go down. So I already know what happens here when they let the he-she's off. Katy Perry is going to give this really long-winded, cringy interview where she brings up love a bunch of times, and then she pretends like she's spiritually moved by being in the penis capsule. So they're definitely going out of their way to play it up to the public that Katy Perry is now officially an astronaut, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, I knew tonight that this was going to be like a fun breakdown. I figured there would be a good crowd. And we got a hell of a crowd here tonight. So thank you very much, Patrick Shea and everybody for showing up tonight. What do you guys think of this touchdown here? The slam down. Tavo said, blue balls in space. Joey Anthony said, don't forget my 99-cent super chat. My bad, bro. Let me go back and try and find it. Capture this said, didn't bounce. Yeah, it just slammed it, dude. 15 miles an hour. If you're like strapped inside of a metal capsule and there's no like cushioning or shock absorption, that's going to be a hell of an impact right there. Even at a slow speed of like 10, 15 miles an hour, that would be a considerable impact. If you've ever been in a low impact car accident, then you know. You can just get bumped and you can feel that in your neck. You can get like a little bit of a whiplash from just somebody bumping your car at like 15 miles an hour. And it's funny the way they're like a very soft, very pillowy, cushiony landing. Don't be fooled by the puff of dust. It's extremely soft and gentle. Joey Anthony said Katy Perry touched 2009 Justin Bieber femme diddy. Any story you hear about what goes on with celebrities at Puff Daddy's party, take it with a grain of salt, because Puff Daddy is a celebrity and they positioned him as being like, oh, this really evil kingpin who was at the top of the trafficking pyramid. That's all bullshit. So the guys who are at the top of human trafficking aren't celebrities, and they aren't people who are going to be on the news. So what they do is they make you think that the celebrities at the tip top of the human trafficking pyramid are getting caught. They want you to think that the police are catching the bad guys, and that the bad guys are celebrities whom you've heard of. So whenever they talk about what Justin Bieber did at P. Diddy's party, just assume that's bullshit. Do these celebrities do wicked and weird shit behind the scenes? Yeah, sure. But if you're hearing stories about how P. Diddy's party has, 10,000 bottles of baby oil, and Tom Cruise and Justin Bieber and Ellen, they all, 69'd each other and boned each other in the butt in a back room. That's all just made up shit to get you thinking that it's only celebrities who do this stuff. Angle of elevation. I think I got that one. Okay. Yeah, the kingpins behind the scene who are like actually trafficking people, they would never want their names to be revealed. They would never want the public to know who they are. And so they can hide themselves by putting people like P. Diddy out in front of the word trafficking. So imagine P. Diddy doesn't ever go to prison, doesn't ever get punished, but he has to pretend that he's the fall guy for the trafficking in the parties. And part of the deal for him being famous is that he has to be the fall guy, right? And it's part of the humiliation ritual even. You got to prove that you're down to be the fall guy. So in order for P. Diddy to get to be rich and famous and be a well-known celebrity, he has to do his part and be the fall guy or make it look like he's the fall guy. Meanwhile, like you don't see him in prison right now. You don't see his life being ruined. For all you know, like he's underground in a fucking in a mansion living it up right now, right? So I don't listen to stories about P. Diddy's parties or what went on the Epstein's Island. I don't take those stories at face value as being true. All right. Mike B said that landing would have busted their balls. Dude, that would have shook the shit out of you. If you were strapped down to a table, basically, and then you slammed into the ground with this force right here, even at like 10 miles an hour.
It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
That by slamming anything.
Touchdown. Congratulations and welcome back to Earth. Do status check. Double shot.
Kristen, just some incredible images there. The capsule.
Copy. Welcome back.
And nice. Let's wait for Aisha just a moment here. Make sure they're doing health checks in.
Beautiful. Dragon.
Yes, and as you heard it there, everybody seemed to be just as ecstatic to be back here, back on Earth. Everybody appears to be fine. Beautiful shot there of the capsule down in the desert. As we were just saying, it looks like a tough landing, but it is an air cushion in the last milliseconds that just makes it even softer.
There was no air cushion. It fucking slammed into the dirt. Air cushion. No, there was no air cushion. It wasn't shooting out air out of the bottom.
I will also note the parachutes landed very close to the capsule. That's just an indication that there's not very much wind out here today. A beautiful day for a launch and landing. A beautiful day to add 6 more names to the roster of astronauts that have been over the Kármán line into space.
That's it, you guys. Now they're officially astronauts. If you go up inside this thing, past an imaginary line, you are officially an astronaut. According to the MSM and Blue Origin.
Yes. Carissa Thompson, what's the view from your road to recovery in the truck?
Oh my goodness, you guys, as I've told you, this is my first launch. So stand the rocket, relief, jump in the car. Can only imagine feel as soon as I
heading out there weekending as she will and the exit the
it's all moment the merge, things that I for Will into space. What he said was so moving that day.
100% agree. But it's not just the astronauts and
I mean, they know from your personal was, but I just think you all this.
Ariane, I don't know what to say. I did cry. I did cry. I didn't think I was going to cry, and I cried.
Tabitha, I love you putting them on the spot there. Chloe and Chris, are you guys going up?
Keeping up with the Kardashians in space.
We're
waiting for it.
Keeping up with the Kardashians in space.
That's the all next all lady launch. Well, thank you so much, Tabitha, for that. And you could see that, you can hear that, you can hear from Tabitha. Even she is emotional and has tears in her eyes. When you're down here for one of these launches, and Carissa, when we get her back on the line, I'd love to hear her thoughts on this. The intensity and the energy and the emotion. Allie, one of our
come to a launch. Come see a launch in person. The moment where this mission, he said, "What you have given me is the most love that." I hope I never recover in space of weightless or of whatever.
We catch our ass when we hear the image. Crew member and a half much. Remember 80.
Yeah. All right, let's
because they've been exposed to zero G for so long. Real space flight.
Let's speed up, little and once down, and you get that nice zero G floating sensation, and you buckle back in. You don't have it's not as extreme.
360 panoramic view. One of the cool features of this capsule, the largest windows of any spacecraft.
So over a third of the surface area of this craft is windows. and that's on purpose. There were many meetings with our founder, Jeff Bezos, where our engineers brought him some windows. He said, nope, make them bigger. They come back, they said, nope, that's nice, but make them bigger. And what you get here, why is that so important? So many of our astronauts have said, when I got out of my seat, I looked at outside my window and I turned around and I looked at the other 5 windows, and my brain created a panoramic view, panoramic photo of it, because so much for just an.
Good? Okay, here we go. All right, here we go.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
Did you guys see that? Oh my God. Oh, people told me about that and I waited to react to it. Somebody told me that the door flops open in a way that looks really ridiculous. And it does. Dude, that looked like a fucking lid to an ice chest, right? Now it makes me want to go grab like a lid to an ice chest to show you guys. Like, I swear that seemed like the lid to a Coleman ice chest, like a plastic lid, right? What in the fuck was that? And it opened to the inside, which is also a little strange, right? Did you hear the way they went? Oh. Almost like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Listen to, oh. Dude. I'm going to have to make a standalone video of that. You know, like a 5-minute video or something, and just that part right there. I could probably show a few different clips. I should probably do like a 5 to 10 minute video of all this that we went over tonight, because this is really long. But that right there, holy shit, that moment where that door just flopped open like it was a fucking flimsy plastic door. Like, what? And then there, let's hope nobody noticed that. Nope, too late. We noticed. Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, the Coleman strap busted. And then the thing that he was using to open it, like, oh, is that like the special door opening mechanism that he was using? The official Blue Origin door opening stick that you need to push the fucking flimsy plastic backward, right? Dude, so good.
Okay, here we go.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
She didn't really close it again. Hold on, guys.
Look at this lizard-like surgically enhanced fucking Michael Jackson person. And this is what one of the richest men in the world picks. If you're one of the richest men in the world, you could literally have the most bodacious bombshell of a real woman. Why would you pick a surgically enhanced Michael Jackson face fucking thing? Literally, that's Michael Jackson's nose right there. It's like, oh, let's take Michael Jackson's Wacko Jacko nose and stick it right here on your face. You should be happy with that, right? Yes, we're to believe Jeff Bezos picks that thing out of all the things he could be with. He picks that. Sure, Gayle is mad because nobody cares about this fake space ride. Yeah, people are calling this out as fake. Even some normies who believe space is real are saying that they didn't go to space. So there are people who think that they faked going, but they still believe space is real. They just don't think that Gayle and Katy and them went. which I find hilarious that there's people who don't think that they went, but they still believe space is real. Like, imagine thinking that William Shatner did go to space with Blue Origin, but these guys didn't. That would be weird. All right. Thank you, Anthony Clay. I appreciate that.
Baby.
Where are my babies?
Go over here. Go see them.
Where? I have to go
Right
there. Okay.
Katie.
So Katie comes out and kisses the ground, right? And this is a person that like is always on camera and like always posing for the camera and doing shit for the camera. So the person
Katie
flips her hair, his hair. Got to kiss the ground.
Thank you. Thank you. Amanda.
Oh, the fake crying. Come on. Fucking ridiculous. Okay, there's a guy who keeps telling me I totally missed it. What did I miss? I showed him open the door fucking 5 times, bro. This one dude keeps telling me I missed it. Dude. I showed him open the door. Oh, the door opened before Bezos? Okay, I guess I did. I was showing it the whole time. I didn't see the door open before Bezos opened it. So if it does, I'll try and go back and find that, if that's what you're talking about. Someone said I'm missing a super chat. All right, let me make sure I got all caught up on super chats, and then I'll try and see if the door opened before he opened it. Hopefully it's in this stream and not some other video. Okay, and I got this super chat. Fucking shit. All right, I should be caught up. Okay, let's try and find this door opening, because like there's one dude who keeps saying I missed it, I missed it, you 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 missed it. So let's go back and see the door open before it opens. Has it opened before it opens yet?
See those vans arriving, those are friends and family.
Is it before this moment? Is it before what I'm showing now? Do I need to keep going back? Because I didn't see the door open before it opened.
Family.
And that's Kerianne looking out the window, in the window to the right there. Lauren Sanchez on the left. And you really get a sense for just how big these windows are. I mean, when you're inside this capsule, it's almost as though you're getting a full 360 panoramic view. One of the cool features of this capsule, the largest windows of any spacecraft.
So over a third of the surface area of this craft is windows. And that's on purpose. There were many meetings with our founder, Jeff Bezos, where our engineers brought him some windows. He said, nope, make them bigger. They come back. They said, nope, that's nice, but make them bigger. And what you get here why is that so important? So many of our astronauts have said, when I got on my seat, I looked at outside my window and I turned around and I looked at the other 5 windows, and my brain created a panoramic view, panoramic photo of it, because so much of the capsule is windows, and it makes for just an incredible experience.
Sarah.
Good? Okay, here we go.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
What? You said it fucking opened before he opened it, bro. We just sat there and wasted time, and no, it didn't open before he opened it. So did he open it before he opened it 10 minutes ago, or what? Oh, they cut. Is that why the screen went black right there? So they went back and cut it out. Hold up.
To open the hatch.
Okay.
Here.
Sarah.
Oh, okay. That's why it went black. All right. So they cut it out. So the door opens before it opens. Maybe I could find this footage somewhere else. Possibly. I think they showed this same thing on Associated Press. So perhaps I can find the door opening before it opens on the Associated Press. All right. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Because I do want to see if it opens before he tries to open it. That would be a big deal. That would be something I would add into the video for sure. All right, so there's the Associated Press. It's like the same thing. Maybe it'll show it. Oh, they cut this one too. Okay. Shit, I'm trying to show it on my end. My bad, you guys. So I pulled up the Associated Press. It's the same deal. They have it cut. See?
For just an incredible experience.
Sarah.
Yep. See, they cut right there. See?
Good? Okay, here we go.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
All right, so that means after the stream ends, I'm going to have to scour the internet and try and find that clip out there. Hopefully it's out there still somewhere. Hopefully someone else caught it, because I heard about it, but I didn't see it. So I was waiting to see it, and I wanted to save my reaction. So I thought that it was mainly just the way that the door opened all flimsy is what people were talking about. But apparently the door opens before he tries to open it. And then they cut it out.
It's windows, and it makes for just an incredible experience.
Sarah.
Good? Okay, here we go.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
Okay. Let me go back and we'll watch the rest of them get off the capsule, and then we'll listen to Katy Perry's super cringe interview.
Good? Okay, here we go.
Here goes Jeff.
And I also loved Katy Perry holding a daisy, I believe, and holding the daisy up to the sky after her daughter Daisy. Sweet moment.
With that, let's turn it over to Krista Thompson standing by outside the capsule.
I don't really have words for it.
Oh my God, Lauren, I want to cry just.
So apparently somebody's got the clip. It's on Flat Out Truth. Okay. Let me try and pull it up.
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to do a really quick video on this staged Katy Perry to space hoax. Aside of all the other proofs of this hoax, I just want to show you this really, really quick one that happened during the live footage of the opening of the hatch. Check this out.
You know, you saw her get so emotional in her pre-flight interview. Is she still is that still the weighing emotion, or is she still just, oh my God, I saw the stars, I saw the curvature of the earth? You know, what's going to come out of her mouth, but really her heart?
And
is
that Jeff Bezos?
Was that it? Was that it right there?
Out of her.
Oh, there. That's where it was. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the person telling me to pull this up. Awesome. So apparently Jeff Bezos opening up the flimsy door wasn't the big moment. This right here, the door opens before Jeff opens it. So that's like two blunders. The door opening before Jeff opens is one deal, but the way it like flaps open like a piece of plastic, like fucking flying, you know, if it just looks really bad. Really bad. Surprised that they were that brazen about it. I don't know if they do it on purpose or if that was a screw up or what.
Her mouth, but really her heart.
And is that Jeff Bezos out there right by the capsule? Kind of hard to see.
That is correct. That is what's going to come out of her mouth, but really her heart.
All right. Angle of Elevation said Red Bull's jump from the edge of space at 130,000 feet had 4 minutes of free fall. This one went to 350,000 feet and only 4 minutes of free fall. Something smells fishy. Yeah, man, it must have fell like about 3 times faster than the skydiver, right? Including the parachute descent. Good call, man. I would have never thought of that. Yeah, the Red Bull jump was fake. It wasn't on the edge of space. But if you were to like take it since they're claiming that the Red Bull jump was real, you can use that to basically debunk this one by saying, how come, you know, it's a 4 minute free fall for the Red Bull jumper, but then 3 times as high, it's still a 4 minute free fall. Good one. All right. Scunter Thompson said, I saw the door hatchery earlier in this stream. See, so I might have showed it earlier and then not even noticed it. But now that I've shown this clip, now we're good to go. So yeah, if it opened earlier and I totally wasn't paying attention, that could have been the case. Did I get all the super chats? I think so. Nope. D. Cran says, boom, that it. Yeah, man, that's definitely the smoking gun right there. The door opening and then Jeff Bezos having to reopen it. And the way it just flimsily opens like it's some cheap plastic hatch. Yep, pretty embarrassing for Blue Origin. But then again, you know, how many smart people are going to point this out? You know, not many. So this little group of people, yeah, we caught them. But millions and millions of people are under the impression that Katy Perry went to space, sadly.
And is that Jeff Bezos out there right by the capsule? Kind of hard to see.
That is correct. That is Jeff Bezos, our founder, on the left, as well as Sarah Knights, our crew member 7.
Okay, guys, did you see that? Let's go back and watch it one more time. Okay, now I want you to watch the hatch door open from the inside. The lady runs over there real quick, says, no, shuts the door back, tries to stand in front of it. And then, actually, she starts laughing about it, as you can see right here, because, like I said, it's all staged. It has to look like it's open from the outside.
And we're now just awaiting the opening of the hatch so we can get some views from our 6 new astronauts.
And I would imagine Lauren Sanchez in seat 1 will be coming out first.
That is correct. They'll go. She's in seat 1, which is next to the left. The left window there. She will go first. And then last in number 6 is Kerianne. That is the window on the right.
Side canyon.
You see those vans arriving. Those are friends and family.
And that's Kerianne looking out the window, in the window to the right there. Lauren Sanchez on the left. And you really get a sense for just how big these windows are. I mean, when you're inside this capsule, it's almost as though you're getting a full 360 panoramic view. One of the cool features of this capsule, the largest windows of any spacecraft.
So over a third of the surface area of this craft is windows. And that's on purpose. There are many back there. So many other panoramic hatch.
Taking it with your own eyes. Once again, watch them open the pressurized capsule from the inside, not knowing that it's not time. It's not cue time yet. And then you have the stage part where the media shows you all over the news that they're waiting for the guy to open the hatch.
Good? Okay, here we go.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
She didn't really close it again. Come on out, guys.
And
clearly what had happened was there was a safety hatch that was on the inside, and they wanted to get the moment where they opened it up for the camera. So clearly it was just a simple mistake. It was a safety feature for them to open up the capsule from the inside, and they accidentally opened it up too early. Anyone saying that this proves that they didn't go to space is just personal incredulity. There you go. That's what Simon Dan will tell you. Yeah. Just because it opened a little early doesn't mean they faked it. Personal incredulity. If I make a video and show that, and 2 weeks later, Simon Dan will make a video saying, yes, they did go to space, and that was just a safety feature. And just because they wanted to get the shot of Jeff Bezos opening it, and then they accidentally opened it a little early, doesn't prove anything. Personal incredulity. That's what he'll say. And then you know what will happen after that? 500 bots will go, you've been Simon Dan. I can't believe anyone's as retarded as you. You're the most stupidest retarded guy who's ever lived. I can't believe you are actually a person. Yeah, I'll get 500 comments like that after Simon Dan tells me that just because the door opened early doesn't prove it was fake. And then he'll have a fucking corporate sponsor there to give him thousands of dollars to make that video.
Once again, you've been fooled, people.
All right. All right. Good times. Okay, let's get to the Katy Perry interview. And we'll move on. If there's any time left. All right.
You know, we were just talking in the capsule. Doesn't even have ear piercings. She's so afraid to do anything. And she got in that capsule, and I think like it profoundly changed her. I mean, for me, I can't put it into words, but like I looked out the window and we got to see the moon.
And it was pink. Was it pink?
Full moon. It wasn't pink, but it was almost full. And Earth looked it was so quiet.
Mr. Meaner said Amazon logo is a knob too. Jake, they are obsessed with it. Well, the Google logo is like a 666, like the way it's shaped. At least that's what I've heard. Let me the Google Chrome logo. Here, let me just show it real quick. This right here. So it's like 6, and then the yellow one's a 6, and then the red one's a 6. See what I'm saying? 6, 6, 6. But you wouldn't think of it. You just think, oh, it's just red, green, and yellow and blue, and it's just a colorful little thing. But if you go 6, 6, 6, it's like it's clearly there. All right. Let me go back to the replay here. All right.
It was just quiet. And
Is it what you expected?
no.
Better.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you can describe it. Because, you know what I was saying? It was like quiet, but then also really alive. And you look at it and you're like, we're all in this together. Like, that's all I could think about is like, we're so connected.
We're all in this together. You guys have heard that phrase before, right? That's how they try and connect all of us. So that if there's, you know, like a planned demic, we're all in this together. Go out and get your VAXX. We're all in this together. Stay 6 feet apart. We're all in this together. Stay home. Save lives. That's usually the context when you hear we're all in this together. Dude, this thing right here is getting uglier by the second. The longer I look at this thing, the more I'm getting fucking disgusted.
But then also really alive. And you look at it and you're like, we're all in this together. Like, that's all I could think about is like, we're so connected, more connected than you realize, because you just see right here, you see like, you know, states and all these things that like divide us, but we're not. And
what is your emotion? What makes you emotional?
Oh, bro, she didn't get hit with an ugly stick. He got surgically made to somewhat resemble a woman, but the surgery left this thing looking like a fucking lizard, like Michael Jackson looking fucking abomination.
Joy, complete and utter joy and gratefulness. Like, it makes me want to come back and just hug everyone and be like, oh my God, we're in this together. Like, that's what this is. And
Jeff,
oh, she had to repeat we're in this together twice. Who does that? Unless it's part of your script. We're in this together. And I was up in space, and while I was floating, I was like, oh my God, we're in this together. And then like when we landed, it totally hit me that like we're in this together.
had told you that it will change you more than you know. And I know you're only a few minutes removed from the capsule, but I can tell already. Yeah. Oh.
To be this I did. I'm like, I don't cry that often. So I didn't expect to be this emotional.
I don't cry that often, but like this is the most emotional thing that's ever happened to me.
Emotional, but it's also all the love that was in that capsule and all the heart and the feelings and all the things, and like seeing Jeff before I left, I just went and to make sure this vehicle gets up and safe. And
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It's one thing to say you're going to do it. It's another thing to actually do it. And I know there's a phrase back on congratulate. I love you. Someone that can now articulate exactly how Lauren is feeling. Lauren being so candid about overcome with emotion. How are you feeling? I know, Amanda, this has been a dream of yours, a long awaited dream. And now it is finally official. You are an astronaut. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. You know, I usually have nice words to say, but in this moment, I just want all survivors to know that you can heal. No dream is too wild.
Dude, what's with this emotional shit? You're not crying. It's like a combination of like, I'm so happy I'm crying, and I'm happy, but I'm not actually crying. And like the first thing that she says, like, what? You want all survivors to what?
Now it is finally official. You are an astronaut. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. You know, I usually have nice words to say, but in this moment, I just want
I usually have nice words to say, but in this moment,
all survivors to know that
I want all survivors to know. Survivors of what?
You can heal.
Survivors of what?
No dream is too wild. And that
no dream is too wild. Who in the fuck are you talking to?
If it's so wild out there, like going to space, you can absolutely make it through. And
if it's so wild out there, like going to space, you can absolutely make it through. Dude, what in the fuck is she even saying?
It can absolutely be possible.
Did that make any sense? Did that make any sense at all? Those words that she stuck together, like survivors? Survivors of what? Who is she referring to? So confused by that. And then this whole like, I'm about to cry because I'm so happy, but I'm not actually crying.
Mentioned to us prior to going up, you said that you needed to go to space to heal. I know you're only a few minutes removed from this incredible experience. Do you feel healed?
You know, I had a zero-G indicator that I didn't know if I would bring. And I ended up bringing it.
I had a zero-G indicator and I didn't know if like I should bring it. And I decided to bring the zero-G indicator. It's like she can't decide if she's about to cry, sad, or so happy.
Explain for the folks at home that don't know what that means, what it is that you're holding.
Yes, the zero-G indicator is something all astronauts have that floats once you hit space, lets you know you're there. I brought Promise that I wrote to myself. I talked about that.
And share for what is this right here?
Yes, and this one I didn't know if I would bring, but I ended up bringing it and floating it, and it's the hospital band.
It's very emotional, but I brought a hospital band to space, and I floated it. I floated a hospital band, and oh my god, just talking about it, I'm about to cry and smile and be happy and sad at the same time. Okay, this is how you talk when you go to space.
From the day. I got to.
Oh, now she's
today.
now
And
yeah,
I'm so
gonna cry without tears. It's one of those happy breakdown sad cries where you're so happy that you're sad and not crying at the same time.
Grateful to the thousands of people, the engineers.
You don't even have an inkling of a fucking tear in either of your eyes, and your face is looking uglier by the second.
Scientists, just everyone who has made this a reality.
And you also have written here, I know that you had this on your laptop, right?
Yes, and this is my zero-G indicator, a promise I made to myself that if I were to pause my astronaut dreams and fight for rights, that one day I would return to her.
And it says, never, never give up. Well, those dreams are no longer on hold. You are finally an astronaut.
She's an astronaut, you guys. I'm so happy I could cry because I'm so sad that I'm not going to have any tears because I'm happy. God, that was terrible. Oh, can we get to Katy Perry? Oh, no, we have to get to... This lady right here is like the least famous, right? Nobody gives a fuck. Let's get to Gayle. There we go.
Because you have been...
Believe it. I cannot believe it.
Congratulations. You're an astronaut. Gayle, get on over. I'm still
floating.
I
can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
I'm so proud of you. And I know that I speak for the collective because you have been so honest. You've been so vulnerable. And I spoke to your best friend prior to you taking off. And I asked her why it was so important for you to do this. And she said, so she said, so she didn't have to hear you say, I wish I would have done that.
So true.
But now, Gayle King, you are officially an astronaut. How do you feel?
I still can't accept that word, but I will say I I can't even believe what I saw. When somebody calls this a ride, this was not a ride. What happened to us was not a ride. This was a bona fide freaking flight. And our instructor, we were so well prepared. So
look at this fucking face, y'all. What grown woman looks at that and is like, I love Gayle. I want to be like Gayle. Ugh. Like I said, how did this person ever even become famous? What did Gayle do to deserve to be on fucking TV?
So every noise we heard, we knew. But the flight instructor said that I am her best success story. Why? Because she's never had somebody go through the course who's terrified of flying. Everybody who's gone through the course is somebody that's been a lifelong dream. They wanted to do it. So she said, I'm her best success story. I'm so proud of me right now. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
I was just going to say, prior to the...
I'm so proud of me right now. Did you guys hear that?
Who's gone through the course is somebody that's been a lifelong dream. They wanted to do it. So she said, I'm her best success story. I'm so proud of me right now.
I'm her biggest. This is how I talk, and I'm so proud of me right now.
I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
I was just going to say, prior to the launch, you said that you would be so proud of yourself if you went through with this, and you did. What was the best part, Gayle?
It's oddly quiet when you get up there. It's really quiet and peaceful. And you look down at the planet and you think, that's where we came from. And to me, it's such a reminder about how we need to do better, be better. Do better, be better human beings.
And what do you mean by that?
Processing.
Yeah, what's this we shit? Yeah, maybe you need to do better. Don't include me with you, Gayle. What's this we shit? Don't include me or any of my audience in with your fucking wig-wearing, fucking nasty-looking ass, Gayle. There is no we when it comes to us and then you, Gayle. You should probably look into being a better person, Gayle, because you're an evil piece of shit who's lying about going to space. So yes, I agree. You are a piece of shit and you should try and be a better person. But don't include me in with you, you old witch.
Well, it's so nasty and so vitriolic nowadays. And I mean, if everybody could experience that peace that we had up there and the kindness and what it takes to do what we did, all the people that it took to get us up there and get us back safely, I'll never, ever, ever forget. And when we were up there, have you talked to Katy yet?
I have not.
Okay. When we were up there, after zero G is very difficult. You know, all the training about this is how you get in the chair and this, I look like a friggin' moose getting in the chair. It was like, just let me get in the chair. Let me get the seatbelt on. But, you know, we had a very, do this.
How would you describe it?
It's very difficult because you're floating. But the best part was when we got back in our seats after zero G's, Katy sang "What a Wonderful World."
She did?
Isn't that nice?
Oh, come on.
She sang "What a Wonderful World." I see dreams. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Because we'd been asking her to sing all the time and she wouldn't. And then because everybody said, sing Roar, sing Fireworks. And she said, it's not about me. I wanted to talk about the world.
Wow.
You know, isn't that nice? You got to ask her about that.
So Katy Perry sang what a wonderful world, but we didn't hear that. We didn't see that, but that's the story we're getting. You figure that would be on camera, right? Where was that moment? Is that out there somewhere? I didn't find it. They didn't show it in the stream.
It's really special. And when Lauren got out, she was overcome by emotion for a lot of reasons, and rightfully so, but she spoke to the group and how close you guys have all become because of this experience. How would you describe the camaraderie that you guys now have together?
I would say that we are forever bounded, because you can't go through what we went through to look out for each other, to help each other, and not be changed by that. You know, it really.
All right, we'll move on to the next chick.
And it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful.
When I say chick, you know, I mean Transformer.
Yes. Where is your grandfather? Your 92-year-old.
Okay, wig, fake eyebrows, masculine chin.
Grandfather, who I know you were so excited to bring. What did he say to you when you got out of this capsule and got to see him for the first time?
He said, I was really worried for you, but then Oprah squeezed me.
Oprah has a way of making us all feel.
One more time. Oprah squeezed her.
Out of this capsule and got to see him for the first time.
He said, I was really worried for you, but then Oprah squeezed me.
Oprah has a way of making us all feel just a little bit more at home and a little bit calmer.
Dude, look at the facial fucking gestures that this thing makes when Oprah's name comes up.
Excited to bring. What did he say to you when you got out of this capsule and got to see him for the first time?
He said, I was really worried for you, but then Oprah squeezed me.
Oprah has a way of making us all feel just a little bit more at home and a little bit calmer. I know your father.
Ugh. Two of them have to fucking mention Oprah? What are the odds that the two manly looking black chick dude guys with wigs both bring up Oprah? Pretty damn good, obviously.
Is watching down on you, and he is your angel. What do you think he's thinking right now in heaven?
I think he was like, woo! To have the opportunity to have flown his star in my flight bag and to have a perspective that very few people get to have of Earth, I just feel a renewed connection to everything in life and where we are. And I can't wait to go back out there and pour what I've learned into the world.
You have given so much to so many. And I know there are a lot of people watching right now, some young boys and some young girls that are inspired constantly by you. What would you like to say to them?
Dream it, plan it, and go and do it. I never really thought I could go to space, although I really wanted to go. And today just confirmed that dreams are real and sometimes reality is wrong.
And your dreams just came true. Congratulations. Go enjoy this with your family. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. Katy.
Here we go. Star of the show, y'all. And she gives the cringiest interview of all. You ready?
I'm the crier of the group.
No, you're not the crier of the group.
Reeler of the group.
No, you are not.
I'm crier.
I'm going to tell you something right now. You are officially an astronaut.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give and how loved you are.
So she says the word love like fucking 10 times in 10 seconds, right? And then I also want to point out, look at this like almost evil looking furrowed brow thing that she has going on here. Like it starts smiley, but then it gets almost like evil looking. There's something about this face that is, it's starting to look evil like Madonna. Like, remember back in the 80s, everyone thought Madonna was cute. And then by like the late 90s, 2000s, she started to look more like a witch. And then now, if you look at Madonna, it just looks like fucking Satan's asshole, right? The same thing's starting to happen here. It's almost like these pop star women are actually like Satan in the flesh. And then like the older they get, it's like the manly, evil Satan side comes out of them.
I think this experience.
Look, see? Look at this furrowed brow here. She's like, because of love. Oh, I came back and now I have to say the word love. When I was up there, I felt love. And then it's love. And then oh my God, love. Watch.
Has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give and how loved you are until the day you launch.
We had these incredible shots of Daisy watching you as the rocket, make me cry, as the rocket's going up, and she was so proud. Just kept saying, mommy, mommy.
See what I'm saying? There's like this almost evil looking thing that's coming out. And this is a person who's like, you know, makes music for little girls, basically.
As the rocket, make me cry, as the rocket's going up, and she was so proud. I just kept saying, mommy, mommy.
It's just like this evil looking presence that I can see in here. Do you guys see it? Do you feel it?
And I know you'll feel the same way when you watch it. And you brought a real life Daisy up.
That's
it was
right.
important for you, not only because it's your daughter's name, but why else was that important for you?
Daisies are common flowers, but they grow through any condition. They go through cement, they go through cracks, they go through walls. They are resilient. They are powerful. They are strong. They are everywhere. Flowers are, to me, God's smile, but it's also a reminder of our beautiful earth and the flowers here and God's smile and the beautiful magic that is everywhere, all around us, and even in a simple daisy. So to really appreciate it and remember it and take care of it and protect it.
Gayle.
I have this little tiny flower and like I want to make a big deal about this little flower. So like I brought this little tiny daisy because like a daisy can like grow out of cement. A daisy can like grow out of the depths of hell and be like the most special little wonderful thing. So I'm taking this little delicate flower because it's like symbolic that we're all like delicate flowers, and I'm gonna like bring it on. I'm gonna like show it on camera like multiple times because like I'm like, you know, a girl and I like flower.
Gayle shared with us the song that you sang when you got up there. What a wonderful world. Why was that important to sing that particular song?
I've covered that song in the past, and obviously like my higher self is always steering the ship because I had no clue that one day I would decide to sing a little bit of that in space. But I think that it's not about me. It's not about singing my songs. It's about a collective energy in there. It's about us. It's about making space for future women. And
it's about making space for future women.
That is not about me. It's not about singing my songs. It's about a collective energy in there. It's about us. It's about making space for future women and taking up space and belonging. And it's about this wonderful world that we see right out there and appreciating it. This is all for the benefit of Earth.
You have done so.
Katy Perry and Gayle and Jeff Bezos is the lizard-looking Michael Jackson fiance. You know, they went up in the air really high for the betterment of humanity. Katy Perry went high up in the sky to make Earth a better place. So like if you like go on an airplane, you won't make Earth a better place. But if you take a flower inside of a penis head capsule and you go up really, really high, then like you feel the love and it helps reverberate and make the Earth a better place. So just getting on a regular airplane, you're not going to experience the love inside. But beings, I went really high up in the sky like a firework. I was able to experience this energy inside. And it's like I realized like we're all like one, like a flower, you know? And there's like women at home going, oh my God, I wish I could go to space. I love Katy Perry.
So many incredible things in your life, selling millions of records, selling out stadiums. Where does this experience rate for you?
This experience is second to being a mom. Yeah, that's it. And that's why it was hard for me to go, because that's all my love right there. And I have to surrender and trust that the universe is going to take care of me and protect me, and also my family, my daughter, because like I'm full up from being able to get that gift of being a mom, and to go to space is incredible. And I wanted to model courage and worthiness and fearlessness.
You did.
Going up inside the penis capsule really high in the sky is like a very close number 2 to giving birth to my child. Oh yeah? I'd like to see a child come out of your pussy. Do you have any video of a child coming out of your pussy? I doubt that there's any proof that any children ever came out of this lady's pussy. But going up high in the sky, it's like second to being a mom, according to this person here. That's like the second greatest thing that this person's ever accomplished.
You said you wanted to go to space for the fearless women in your life as well, your sister and your mom. What was their reaction when you got to see them after you got off the capsule?
I have only seen my mom, and I was like, are you okay, Mom? She just knew. She knew. She was totally okay. And I'm sure she was speaking in tongues underneath her breath, as she does all the time. She would do that for anything else, but definitely today. But she was so super confident. My mom, she has this thing where she can see. I mean, even down to the name of like the capsule
being tortoise. I know you spoke to all of your fans about that the capsule's named tortoise, the feather on the side, that, you know, the symbol of Blue Origin, all of those gave you confidence that this was the right thing for you to do, correct?
Yeah, because I just asked for a sign from the heavens, from my angels, and they're like, well, here's the feather, which is what your mother calls you, and if that's not enough, the capsule's named tortoise, which is the second nickname that your mother calls you. And I'm like, okay, I'm going.
And it just all happened to work out that way with the feather and the tortoise and how it connects to her life. Fucking amazing. God bless America. I'm glad they made it home safe. I can't wait for the day where regular folks like me and you get to go to space. Shouldn't be long. Another 5-10 years or so, we'll be able to go book a flight and go to space. I wonder if I should start my own competing space agency, right? Jake's budget space trips. It'll be slightly better than Mad Mike's water rocket. Slightly better. All right. Okay, guys. I'm going to need you guys to do me a favor right now. So check this out. I want to make sure everybody sees my streams. So I'm streaming on Tuesday, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. And I want to make sure you guys are subscribed and you have the all the notifications turned on. So check this out. So I want to show you guys how to turn on all notifications so that you don't miss any. So check this out. I'm going to show you how it works on Q and Fee's page. And I want you guys to do this right now on my page. So right now in a separate tab, open up my channel. So instead of Q and Fee's channel, open up my channel like this. Go to the subscribe part. Make sure you are subscribed. And then make sure it's on all. See that? How it was on personalized and not all. I'm willing to bet tons of you guys have this set on personalized or none. And that's why you're not getting notified. I can't tell you if you did that on your own by accident or if YouTube did that. But check it out. If you have this on personalized or none, you're not going to get notifications when I stream or post videos. You have to have it on all like this. So you got to go to the subscribed, click either this arrow or this, and then make sure it's on all. And I want you to do that right now. Do it right now. I'll bet you there's hundreds of you watching right now who have it on personalized or none. And you're the ones who tell me, I didn't get a notification. Make sure it's on all. Now, here's the deal. If you have it on all and you still don't get a notification, then you'll know that that's YouTube totally not giving you a notification. But I'm willing to bet tons of you probably have this on personalized and you don't even know it. So what I'm going to try and do here, not only stream every week on Tuesday at the same time, I want to make sure that you guys are all getting notified. So I'm going to repeat every week the same thing. Okay? All right. And we got almost 700 people still here watching. So right now, if you could hook me up with a thumbs up, that would be awesome. On my end, I see 608 thumbs up. Let's get me to 750 thumbs up. How about that? I got 600 thumbs up. How about 750? So start smashing the thumbs up right now. Looks like I got a super chat coming in. From Lemming in a shiny metal box, says, excuse me, have you even danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? My favorite quote from Batman 89. I forgot that he said that. Somebody asked me to do an impression of Batman the other night, and I couldn't think of anything that Batman says besides I'm Batman. So I did an impression of the Jack Nicholson Joker from the 89 Batman. All I could think was, I'm Batman. And then I asked the crowd, what does Batman say? And people were like, he says I'm Batman. I'm like, I know he says I'm Batman, but what else does Batman say? We couldn't think of anything else that Batman said. All right. Aboard and Abroad said, ring the bell, you suckers. Yeah, people tell me, I didn't get notified. You know, it might be because you have it set to personalized or none. and you might not even know it. So you want to make sure to hit that, click next to the subscribe button and turn it on to all. And even then, no guarantee you're going to get notified, but you'll have a better chance, I would guess, if you do that. Thank you, aboard and abroad. All right, let's see how many thumbs up I got right now. I got 700 or 642. Come on, guys, give me about 100 more thumbs up. And if you guys want to ask me to sing any silly songs or do any impressions, now's the time. I'm thinking I'll save the autistic kid getting shot in his front yard for next stream, because I've already been going for 3 hours. And so rather than cover that tonight, I'll save that one. So there was another story of a kid getting gunned down by a bunch of police, and I don't buy the story. So we'll go over that maybe next stream. All right. I'm rigged says Goatis rapping Gangster's Paradise. Angster's Paradise. I might have to look up the lyrics because I haven't heard that song in a long time. I can kind of remember the chorus, but if I look up the lyrics, I could probably rap the whole fucking thing. One sec. All right. Hey guys, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and then I realize there is nothing left. Because I have been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you talking and where you walking, or you and your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate to trip, but I gotta look. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. I'm the kind of G all the little homies want to be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. But of course, spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. They've been spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. They keep spending most of their lives living in a gangster's paradise. Look at the situation they've got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the street, so I got to be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind, got a 10 in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I am a locked out gangster, set tripping banger, and my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die, what can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things are going right now, I don't know. There you go. That's a new one. No one's ever asked me to do to rap a song in Goatis's voice. So that's definitely a new request. All right, what did that get me up to? Let's see how many thumbs up we got to now. Drum roll, 652. Come on, guys, how about 700? Let's get me to 700 thumbs up. Shady Davy D says, shout out to Emily for Goatis update. Please new Jaren Globism on LaFleur Network. Epic stream, great turnout. Did you make a new Jaren? I think I saw that you made a new Jaren video where you made fun of Jaren. I could probably show a minute of that. Looks like you're showing me right now on your channel. I'm going to show you showing me. All right. So we'll watch Davey D pretending to be Jaren. Give him a quick shout out.
Frustrated, always disorganized, okay? Deeply depressed, distraught even, very emotional. Because they're idiots. Once the cheating work, you can take this shit no more. Speaker's corner. I'm getting sick of being punked out and called out on YouTube. Yeah. Somehow I'll be the famous flat earther somehow. I like balls. Yeah. Speaker's corner. Tonight in the VIP, Alex Stein's gonna be with me in the VIP with me. In the VIP with me.
Okay.
Scammers of the year. Fooled you all. Fooled you all. I'm always honest. Jaren, okay? Always honest. Yeah. Like both. Yeah. I need you to please provide me the best evidence that the moon landing was a hoax. Huh? I mean, guys, I was wrong before. You know? The earth wasn't flat. I would never lie, okay? Me, Jaren. You know, Jaren? Hey, guys, Jaren. Globalism.
That's about as exciting as Jaren's stream normally is. That's a fair representation of what Jaren does on his streams. All right, Jeffrey Dahmer, 1973, with a donation. No message attached, but just a donation. Thank you very much, Jeffrey Dahmer, 1973. All right, y'all. If you want to watch the rest of Davey D's Jarenism impression, go on over to his channel, Shady Davey D LaFleur. Make sure you're subscribed and all that mess, if that's something you're into. And One Baller says, can you do some NFL fan reactions to weekly games? NFL fan reactions? Oh, you mean like fucking, what's his name? When I was mocking that one dude, God, what's his name? Tom Grossi. When I made fun of Tom Grossi. I think I know what you're talking about. I could do that. All right. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan watching the Super Bowl right now. I hope we win 3 championships in a row. Oh no, we're starting to lose, but hopefully we come back and win. Oh no, we're down 17-0. I hope we don't lose, because I was really hoping that we would win the 3rd Super Bowl. I had so much fun winning the Super Bowl last year when we won. I want we to win again. You know, me and the Chiefs. We're going to win 3 Super Bowls, hopefully. You know, me, along with the Kansas City Chiefs. I sit here and do jack shit and watch TV while fake football players run with a ball. And then when my fake football team wins, it makes me happy and it makes me feel like I accomplished something with my life. I love watching fake football and pretending like I accomplished something while sitting here doing jack shit nothing. Go football! There you go. There's some Tom Grossi mocking style fan humor. Feels weird because NFL season's over, so it felt weird to like slip back into that routine. I'm a Las Vegas Raiders fan. We sucked last year, but I hope that we get a good quarterback in the draft so that hopefully we make the playoffs. I really hope that we draft this good quarterback from the college ranks so that we can be good. I'm tired of watching bad football. I want to watch good football. So I hope my team drafts good players. I'm going to watch the draft. I love watching the draft because they read a guy's name and then he comes out and then he puts a hat on and holds up a jersey. I love watching guys get their names read and then holding up a jersey. It's so fun. There you go. There you go, N1. Just for you, buddy. Kevin Arnold said, hold out until you get 666 likes. I can't end the stream on 666, bro. I would have to end the stream on 667 or more so that nobody accuses me of being Satan. All right, guys, help me get to a number that's not 666. So 667 or more, please. Oh yeah, Zane. I meant to talk about that in an upcoming stream. Except tonight it got dominated by the Katy Perry fake space shit. I'm not kidding. Look, dude. I wrote down Zane DMT Matrix shit, see, to remind myself. So I saw your message on the replay of the last stream asking about that, and I wrote it down as a future topic because that is something I do want to cover. But then the Katy Perry shit happened, and so I totally had to talk about that. So how about next stream we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about the kid who got shot in the front yard next stream. So I saw that video of the dude hitting the pen, and his friends hit their pen, the DMT pen, and then they look at this laser on the wall, and then they can see the matrix code. So I think that's what you want me to show. So yeah, I'm thinking we'll show that next stream, and we'll cover the dude getting shot. And then there was another guy who asked me about a helicopter crash. So I'll try and cover all that in the next stream. All right. Yeah, for those of you who haven't heard, there's people who have smoked DMT and then looked at a laser being shined on a wall, and they can all claim that they can see, or most of them claim that they see a code, like a matrix code, like numbers and letters and shit, and then weird symbols that are like alien symbols. And so we'll get into like what that could mean next stream. How's that? So with that said, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I had a bunch of super chats tonight, which I really, really appreciated. For our first ever weekly Tuesday stream, we had a really solid turnout tonight, and I enjoyed myself. Hopefully you guys did too. So let's keep this fun going every week. Every Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, is Tuesday night Jake stream. And so any other days where I happen to stream will just be extra. So I'll still stream, on a random Friday or a Saturday every once in a while. But Tuesday is going to be my scheduled stream date. So burn that into your brain, write it down, put it in your phone as a reminder, do whatever you got to do so that you don't miss any Tuesday streams. And like I said, make sure you're subscribed with the bell turned on so that you catch a notification, hopefully. And that's it. I'll catch you guys next time. And that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Good night. Peace out. Love you all. Take care. And I'll catch you in the next stream or video.